So I've got to say it straight off the back, I've got to warn you, okay? Carissa just started the day twerking, I think, about 3 seconds ago, whatever that was. I'm down for that on a Wednesday. I won't even try properly myself. I am here for you. We are here to cook. We are here to have a whole lot of fun. How are you, my wonderful friend?
I'm so good, Gray. You know why? Because I look good today.
You look
Can we have a moment for this outfit? It's not giving auntie. It is giving, you know what, she snatched. She looks good. It's giving rich auntie, maybe.
Can you give us a little twirl there?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, you can stand back up again. Okay, get yourself back up off the floor there. No, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Today. Every day, I'm very, very good and really excited today because Culinary is here. She's got a brand new cookbook and she's going to be going through some amazing recipes, all Dhal'd Up.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Like that, hey?
I like that comedy.
Very clever. She looks amazing on the cover of that book, and what's inside is going to blow your mind, and we're going to have a little taste test menu today, if you will.
I can't wait. Okay, yes, we're going 2 veggie, 1 protein at the end, but have a listen to this. Roasted cauliflower steak, but it's topped with some turmeric and a Gruber cauliflower puree, so the combination of that is going to blow your taste buds. And then we have a pudina hummus with griddled zucchini. I've never ever heard those words together, but I'm very excited.
You don't understand. Oh, you've got to char the zucchini when you can. You've got to char it. It's going to be absolutely delicious. And then what are we going to round it off with?
We close it off with the classic roast chicken, but done the Culinary way.
Oh, look at it.
Looks delicious.
Our studio is going to smell amazing this morning, and we'll be telling you a lot about it. And of course, we're going to be giving you an opportunity to win this morning. So let's start right there. We're going to start the conversation, in fact, with you on all of our social media platforms, but let's start on Facebook, and where you stand a chance to win one of 3 copies of all Dhal'd Up, rather, by Carmini Pather. You have to, in order to win this, share your funniest or most memorable cooking story below using that hashtag Expresso Show. And you know we're going to get a lot of entrants, so make sure yours is spectacular and brings a tear to Carissa's eye. Then I know it must be really, really funny. We cannot wait to connect you with this unbelievable human being, and of course, hopefully, 3 of you with her brand new book, all Dhal'd Up. But we'll be chatting to Carmini and getting a bit of background and what informed her journey on the culinary front. But right now, our collective journey comes into focus with the news and sporting headlines.
Thank you so much, Gray. 2 minutes after 6 o'clock. We start out with your national news first, where the Gauteng Department of E-Government has installed 193 more CCTV cameras in townships, informal settlements and hostels to enhance security. Now, this follows the successful rollout of 300 cameras in earlier phases. With the financial year ending, another 100 cameras are planned to further strengthen surveillance. Now, a partnership with VumaCam has expanded access to 6,299 cameras, bolstering security in priority areas. Officials say these efforts form part of a broader strategy to create safer, more resilient communities. Looking at other national news, South Africa's formal sector added 12,000 jobs in the last quarter of 2024, raising total employment to 10.6 million. Now, the trade sector saw the highest growth, followed by business services as well as transport. However, community services, construction and manufacturing reported declines. While full-time and part-time jobs increased quarterly, year-on-year figures show a drop of 91,000 jobs, mainly due to budget cuts ending government-funded employment initiatives like the Presidential Youth Initiative and expanded Public Works Program. Now let's take a look at your international news-making headlines, where Kenya Airways has reported a pre-tax profit of nearly $43 million in 2024, marking its first surplus since 2013. The turnaround was largely driven by foreign exchange gains, and Kenyan shilling strengthened significantly. The airline, which fell into insolvency in 2018 due to debt from an aggressive expansion, struggled further during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the government's financial support, including settling a $150 million loan in January, has helped stabilize the operations. Plans for fleet expansion and Nairobi airport upgrades could further strengthen its future performance. Meanwhile, despite initial opposition, Queensland Premier David Crisfulli has approved a nearly R12 billion, 63,000-seat stadium in Brisbane's Victoria Park for the 2032 Olympics. Now, the venue will host the opening and closing ceremonies and serve as the new home of Queensland cricket. Crisafulli, who opposed the plan before taking office, now presents the stadium as a lasting legacy rather than an expensive temporary facility. His reversal has sparked debate, but officials argue the investment will benefit Brisbane long after the Games. Closing off your first bit of news for this morning, South African music legend Jonathan Butler hit a high note at Stellenbosch University's graduation ceremony, where he received an honorary doctorate. In philosophy, that is. Honored for his impact on arts and culture and his work uplifting young artists, Butler was overwhelmed with gratitude, calling the moment a dream fulfilled. Now, reflecting on his journey, he shared how music became his greatest teacher, guiding him with discipline, courage, and resilience. Now, he encouraged graduates to push forward even when challenges arise. And in true Butler style, he didn't just accept the honorary award, he celebrated it with song, turning the ceremony into an unforgettable performance filled with joy, inspiration, and the magic of music. Well, congratulations again to the well-deserved legend, Jonathan Butler. So glad that you can get your flowers while you can still smell them. So we leave your 6 o'clock news. Let's delve into some sports. Here's Graham with the latest.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Let's start with footballing news and great news from a South African perspective. Bafana have secured a crucial 2-0 win over Benin in Abidjan to go 5 points clear at the top of Group C. That's in their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Been a great run. Second half goals from Lyle Foster and Jaden Adams, lifting Bafana to 13 points from 6 matches so far. And elsewhere, Nigeria, they drew again, 1-1 with Zimbabwe, while Rwanda and Lesotho also had to share the spoils. Now, staying with footballing news, former FIFA President Sepp Blatter and ex-UEFA chief Michael Platini have been acquitted again on appeal in a long-running corruption case in Switzerland. So the court rejected prosecutors' calls for suspended 20-month sentences, as it did so in 2022. The charges stemming from a delayed C1.8 million payment to Platini in 2011. Now, final appeal remains possible before the Swiss Federal Court, so we'll certainly watch that space. Now, on to cricket, and captain Shreyas Iyer's unbeaten 97 off just 42 balls powered the Punjab Kings to a thrilling 11-run victory over the Gujarat Titans. That was in their very high-scoring IPL clash in Ahmedabad. So Punjab, they posted a massive 243, and this is a 20-over game. Okay, and that was just for the loss of 5, with Iyer smashing 9 sixes in his innings. Now, despite Sai Sudharson's 74 and Joe Butler's brilliant 54, Gujarat falling short at 232 for 5 in another IPL batting masterclass. Oh, it's going to be a massive tally this year. Now let's turn to tennis. And world number 2 Iga Swiatek has been given additional security at the Miami Open. That was after being verbally harassed by a spectator with a history of online abuse. So the incident follows a very similar case last month when Emma Raducanu was targeted by a stalker in Dubai. The WTA has yet to comment as player safety concerns grow on the tour, as that footprint of social media expands around the tour as well. So once again, we'll watch that space very eagerly, but right now we're going to be focusing on young people doing amazing things in K1. So stick around, we're going to be heading to the World Champs in just a moment, so we'll get into their journey. But right now, let's once again get back into our collective journey and take in the weather for our Wednesday.
Thanks, Gray. Let's get into your weather for the first time, where environmental news this morning is that a University of Johannesburg study published in Environmental Monitoring and Assessment has uncovered alarming levels of toxic chemicals in the Klip River, a vital water source flowing through Soweto and Lenasia. Now, the river, which feeds into the Vaal River system, sustains communities, livestock and ecosystems. Conducted across 9 sites, researchers detected dangerous levels of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in its sediments, chemicals linked to cancer and organ damage. Meanwhile, the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms, and that is for parts of the Northern Cape, the Northwest and the Free State. Closing off your weather for this hour is that sunrise view that we always look forward to. And this one comes through from Erin out in Pietermaritzburg. Absolutely gorgeous morning view there. Those beautiful rose tints coming through, the orange hues of the sun just peeking on through, saying good morning Wednesday. Good morning, Erin. We're about to have a fantastic day indeed. Well, Erin, on your side, you can expect a 22-degree day. And let's check in what the rest of the country can expect in your temperatures as you too snap away your morning view and share it with us on 0634088863.
What's higher than the temperature in Uppington this morning? Ex-rugby player turned psychologist, and the person we're going to be leading on this morning, Trevor Hall, is here. Good morning, Trevor. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, thanks. Nice
so good to have you here. And in just a moment,
Likewise.
we're going to be talking about the pressures in sports, specifically focusing on young people who are showing unbelievable talent. How do we guide them? How do we ensure that they stay balanced and stay in that sport, have that enthusiasm? And if this applies to you, or if you're a parent interested, stick around. In just a moment, we're going to start that discussion. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining what is a vitally important conversation for young, I'm going to say young people in general, but those especially showing promise and the support structures around them. The road from teenage talent to professional stardom is filled with promise, but also some major pitfalls. And sports psychologist Trevor Hall joins us to explore the pros and cons of young athletes turning pro, from mental resilience and the sacrifices they make to career longevity and pressure. Trevor, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for converting yourself from a sportsman into a psychologist so you could offer us a very unique perspective.
Yeah.
I love that we're talking about this because I obviously get to see this journey play out on the show. I interview a lot of amazing young sportsmen who are on the verge of becoming, and you can see critical pressure points. But let's take it a step back. Identifying that talent and realizing, hey, I've got a young golfer here, let's put a golf club in his hand. Do we look at specialization first or overall development? How do you feel?
Look, as a psychologist and just a human being, I think it's a very tricky question, this, because in order for somebody to do well in anything, and it's not just in sport, there has to be some kind of talent that's there, and as you say, it has to be recognized from a young age. But we've got to be very, very careful that we don't overly specify that talent too quickly, especially in adolescence, which is it's a crucial time of development where a person's forming their identity, and you don't want to narrow that person's sort of corridor of identity development too quickly, because it can have detrimental effects later on in life, especially in their 20s and 30s, etc.
And it's not just about them not achieving great things in sport. As a human being, they're going to struggle if they don't have that order right.
And I see it often in my practice as well. I mean, look, I come from a professional rugby background as well, so I went through I wouldn't say the traditional selection points, etc. Getting into my career was a bit of luck as well, which most,
I think all are,
which most of them are. But I went through the professional, I went through the profession and then got to retirement, the retirement age, etc. as well. So I've seen people who were at the top of the game retire, and then what happens afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't really invert, but to find something that's meaningful and purposeful after this career that was full of all of that, it's a difficult time. And if you don't have some kind of robust identity outside of the profession that you're doing, it can be it can be difficult.
How was that transition for you? Did that inform you going into psychology? Was that always there as a base to work from? I
was always interested in psych, to be honest, from a young age. But certainly when I retired, it was something that I looked at injury. I had a lot of injuries in my career as well, and I was trying to figure out what the psychological impact was on myself, and then obviously people around me as well. And that's where I actually went into psych.
I absolutely love that, because there's so many gateways that you've got to go through, and if they're managed properly, wow, the potential is just exploding. But if not, then it becomes such a limiting thing. When we look at the mental pressures of a professional and an adult athlete, and those mental pressures of a young athlete, how different are they? What should our focus be mentally when it comes to those teenage athletes and young athletes that are making their way?
Look, the teenage athletes, I mean, there should be if somebody is seen as having a capacity to go far in a sport, I think that there should be a focus on skill mastery. It's a complex question, because also it depends on the sport, it depends on the kid, it depends on the family system, the school that they're at.
I love that. So the starting off point has to be a very close connection to that child, and an understanding of what they want and who they are and what those buttons are.
100%, yes.
I absolutely love that. So that says to me then you've got to have, as a young athlete, the right kind of structures around you. In South Africa, we are blessed to have amazing coaches, amazing teams, parents who are going to get involved there. But what support, how does that look then, if we don't want to put too much pressure, yet we've identified a child who can do amazing things in the sporting field, and you almost feel compelled to drive that? What is the best way we can offer support to a young athlete making their way, those first few steps into kind of specializing and really leveling up?
Well, I think, as we said, that skill needs to be identified, okay, first and foremost. So, I mean, if you take a tennis player, for example, you know, a coach and the family around the child need to understand what that person's strengths actually are. And I'm very much aligned with strengths rather than deficits.
I love that.
I say to a lot of the players who I see from a performance perspective, don't worry so much about the deficits that you have. Let's identify what you're good at. If you've got a great serve, for example, as a tennis player, you work on your serve. It's the thing, it's your brand. It's the thing that's going to take you places, take you to the top. When I say deficits, I mean sticking with something like tennis, because there are a lot of teenage athletes who play tennis. It's something that requires a lot of skill from a very young age. Unlike something like rugby or maybe
your
even
fitness,
football,
your strength can kind of compensate.
The body really has to kind of develop, etc. first, you know, before. I don't think it's a great thing to play contact sports at a professional level before you in your sort of at least your early 20s or so. But if you look at something like tennis, and you can identify a kid who's got what it takes. You look at the strengths. So if the person's got a great serve, then that's something that you work on. You work on a good forehand. That's what you work on.
That becomes your X factor. Yeah,
exactly. You've got to do all the other things at a level that will be sustainable. That's at that professional level. But there will be one or two. There'll be one or two things that will stand out from the rest, and those are the things that you've got to really work on from a skills perspective.
I love that. We're gonna press pause there for a moment, but I love the fact that from a young athlete's perspective, that you can look at your own skill set and you can start to identify those areas where you can have your X factor. And we're going to delve into that X factor right now with a group of very young athletes who are going to be representing the country in one of the toughest stages of all, in K1. You must be very excited.
I'm excited, they're excited, we're all excited. I love shining a spotlight on young talent, especially in South Africa, as they take to a great stage and represent us in the best way. I mean, SA is debuting at the Kickboxing and Karate Union Championship. And to represent us, I mean, we've got the best in the game. We've got Kanal as well as Quinton. I mean, guys, how are we feeling? Are we excited?
Very excited.
Yeah, all the smiles say it all. Tell me a bit more about the pros and cons about really taking that approach of going pro in your space of sports.
Well, fighting without shin guards can really impact your legs, because whenever you throw leg kicks, they could check your leg kicks and they could actually break your shin. So
oh
it
my
can be
goodness. Okay, so
really
injury
damaging.
is quite risky
Yeah,
in
it's
that
quite
regard.
risky, yeah.
Yeah.
And brain damage and injury to your brain.
Oh, okay. So what are the cons that sort of outweigh this, that make you say, let's take this?
It's just I love the sport, and yeah, that's what I love to do. Love training, love fighting.
How long have you been doing this for?
3 years now.
3 years. How about you, Quinton?
Also 3 years, yeah.
3 years, absolutely beautiful. So they basically started when they were born. I mean, come on. So exciting, and I can't wait to get into conversation with these guys as well as with their coach, just to find out what it takes to really go pro and put so much effort, energy, love, and passion into what you want to do when it comes to the world of sports. We'll see you now straight after this break.
Only you can make my day.
Want to give your child a head start? Brainchild offers multivitamins and omega-3s that help bridge the gap in your child's diet for healthy growth and development. Stand a chance to win one of 5 hampers, including the full product range, a backpack, water bottle, and 1,000 Rand Take-A-Lot voucher. Simply visit brainchild.co.za, look out for the pop-up banner, and fill in your details. Competition closes Friday, 28 March. T's and C's apply. Brainchild bridges the gap.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast show right here on S3. Thank you for spending your Wednesday morning with us as we step into the world of kickboxing and karate union championships 2025. Now listen, it promises to be a groundbreaking event, bringing together top K1 fighters from around the world. Now South Africa makes history by sending its first ever team to compete. Yes, it's our debut, marking a significant milestone for K1 in the region. And this morning on our couch, we have fighters, as you saw before, Culinary, as well as Quinton February and their coach Matthew Murray from the Monarch Gym, and they join us in studio to chat about the World Championships. Gents, welcome. Thank you for being here. My goodness, this is what I'm feeling. A little bit of a risky sport, but something that you were saying, Quinton, is so much fun. So let's get into talking about this a bit, about the preparation process to get you to South Africans' debut on this global stage. I mean, what has gone into it?
So we started with a bit of a trials to decide who is fit enough to join the SA team. So we had a whole bunch of like different fighters from around the country to come to the certain gym. We do different sort of different drills to see who's worthy to join the SA team.
Sure.
And then after that we train together. We do different training sections in all the different gyms from all the different fighters from where they come from.
Incredible.
We can do the worlds.
So that it gets you to the point of stepping onto that stage. I mean, Kunal, how has it been for you? Have you been excited, nervous? Has it been quite intense on the body?
Yes, very intense through injuries and flippant sickness, everything.
Right, getting in the way.
Yeah.
But you've fought through, made sure that you're good. I assume things like nutrition also plays its part. Have you guys been
that's
making
a very
sure?
big role.
Right, tell me more about that.
So if you don't eat right, you're not going to be fueled for your training session. There's a bigger chance getting injured, getting sick, and so nutrition plays a very big role.
Absolutely. Do you want to say something to that, Quint?
Yeah, and also for weight cutting as well, you need to have like a good diet that can help you get down onto that weight.
Yeah.
Because because another thing about weight loss is that usually if you fight at your walk around weight, you might fight dudes who are like who weigh 5 kilograms over you because they weight cut to that weight class.
So is that an advantage or a disadvantage for them or you?
So for me, let's say if I were to fight at my walk around weight, it could be a bit of a disadvantage.
Okay.
So I'd be fighting like a dude that's like double my size.
Right, right. Okay, interesting. I mean, that brings me to you, Coach. Just talking about not only the physical prep, but I think most importantly, the mental prep that goes into this. I think sports plays such an integral part in really setting us up for our futures. But in something like this that's this big, I mean, South Africa is really making history here. How do you mentally prepare for something like this?
Look, I think the mental prep starts from the training, and then it really plays a huge role about a week before the competition. That's where I find most of the competitors have to deal with their emotions and how they're feeling towards the competition. I don't think there's any fighter in the world that doesn't feel nervous before a competition.
Yeah.
I don't think any sportsman doesn't feel nervous before they have to actually perform.
Absolutely.
So the mental aspect is a huge thing. We have our ways of preparing for it, and through the training they become more confident for their competition, which helps a lot. Also, their support system plays a huge role. So, for instance, Quinton has an amazing dad who goes to every competition, is supporting him all the time.
Shout out Pops, my goodness.
Cornell's parents are constantly there for him, pushing him to do well, and also just supporting him for his dreams of becoming a world champion one day. So I think as a young teenager, your family plays the biggest role in your mental prep. And then your own preparation in terms of your training also decides how you're going to perform. So
that's incredible. I mean, that also carries on into adulthood. Having that network and support structure is super vital. A quick one. How are you guys feeling about really getting into this? I mean, this is quite a huge moment, and I wonder what it really means to you at the end of the day.
I mean, this is my dream. I've been working for this for 3 years now, working hard every day, and I'm definitely aiming for the goal.
Yes, man, you got to bring it home so we get you back on the couch to talk about this. Come on. Quinton, how about you?
To be honest, it's just another step into the big picture because I actually want to start fighting in MMA. So this World Championships is just another step into the whole journey. So
There's one thing about these guys, Coach. They are focused. They are so focused. And I would love to see you display all of this with our very own G-Man in studio. I know he's so hyped to get you guys going. So Coach Cornell and Quinton, if you would join him over there. And please be gentle on our G-Man. In just a second, I'll get you guys going there. Please be gentle on our G-Man. We really do love him and we want him to stick around for a little while. They're going to show some skills, a couple of, tools of the trade to get you going and to really put you on that world stage. Great, maybe we'll see you there at some point.
Oh, my friend, I have seen them actually in the ring at a fundraising fight night. I know what they can do, and they are amazing. And I've got to say, the spirit that they took that challenge on was mind-blowing to me. So much respect for their martial art. I love it. So we do have members of the South African K1 team, probably the closest step away from professional MMA. We've got Quinton February and Cornel Verwey here in a studio with us, and Matthew, their coach, has stuck around to put them through their paces just a little bit. So I'm going to first shake your hand, buddy, and say, I've seen firsthand how you roll and how your gym fights, how they train, and it's amazing to me. Massive, massive. And I know that doesn't happen overnight. That's years of pouring effort and a lot of passion into it. So you guys are awesome. I know what you can do. Now I want to see what you can do. Can you put the boys through their paces, maybe with a little bit of a demo?
Yeah, I'm basically just going to show the people the basics of how we would kind of train an average person that's coming to the gym for the first time and they just want to learn what it's all about. And I normally just start them off literally with basic punches first.
Great.
And then we move on to kicks. So
go for it. You guys can take it away. And the gloves are on. The gents do still have microphones on. Were you not nervous competing in a full contact tournament? This, I suppose you've still got a few months to recover, but in a big year like this, a world champion, how do you kind of get into that fight mindset on a fight night like that, man?
I usually just daydream, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Go to a happy place.
Exactly, yeah.
I love that. Okay, the boys are suited up. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a simple jab. How they're standing is generally how you would stand in a kickboxing stance or a Muay Thai stance. Boxing is a little bit more different. And we'll just start off by throwing a jab against the guard. So just a single jab each, back and forth, there we go. That's normally how you would guard a jab. You can also parry a jab. It's one of the other techniques you can do to defend, or you can slip a jab. There we go.
And these guys do make it look very comfortable.
Okay.
It does take a moment or two. I'm just quickly, can I interject? I'm noticing them shift their weight beautifully as they're punching. While the hands are doing that, what is the focus on the feet?
So generally, when you're firing at someone, your weight transfers onto your front leg. Obviously, if your weight's sitting on your back leg, there's going to be no force on your jab. Same with when you're going off the backhand, your weight will still transfer, but then there's an important role where your back foot would rotate so that the power comes through from your hip and your foot, which we'll demonstrate now. So they'll just throw now a jab with a cross, which will be from the backhand against the guard. There we go. Now you'll see they're rotating on the back foot, which is a very important thing. A lot of beginners just throw their arm like that, and then there's no power in their
All
punch.
left in the shoulder.
Yeah, so it actually starts from the foot to the hip into the shoulder with pretty much every punch that you throw.
Using the whole force of the earth to drive your foot forward. I love that.
So we would generally just start off by teaching them, first of all, how to stand correctly in the correct stance, and then throw these basic punches and get them to start throwing it properly with the right weight distribution, making sure that they're using their hips and their feet and not just their shoulders the whole time.
Now let's take it a few steps forward to these guys preparing to go over there. How does training shift and change when you get into the nuance of preparing for a world champs? How do you put them through their paces in this stage?
There's so many different factors for that. We actually have been to a world championship last year for different affiliation. So they both competed in Budapest, and Cornell actually got a bronze medal in Worlds. So there's a combination of strength and conditioning training, which involves like specific weight training, high intensity drills, all of that kind of stuff. And then in the gym alone, we do basically combination drills on each other, pad drills, sparring.
Can you give us a little taste of something now? Well, that's safe.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they can do like light sparring on each other. I think let's just stick to boxing to keep it a bit more safe. But like very light sparring against each other, guys. Don't try and knock
All right,
each other
we'll
out.
give you 30 seconds to see us out.
So basically, just learning how to fire and how to counter. You know, practicing their guard, their movement. Obviously, this is just touch basis. It's to find their reaction, their timing, all of that kind of stuff. And this is a very, very basic way of preparing them for real competition. Yeah.
And getting that mind into the right space. We've got a beautiful shot there with the kick. Can you just show us one kick? Just one. Oh, I like how you took that on board. Nice, thank you, man. A little bit higher with a bit more force. No, I'm joking, man. That was absolutely awesome. I've seen, as I said, what you guys can do in the ring. I know this is a whole different ballgame when you go out there and compete against the best in the world, but thank you so much for pouring everything that you do into your art, and for you, sir, for pouring everything that you do into them is amazing. We cannot wait to see how far you guys go this year. I have a feeling it's going to be magical. So congratulations and all the best of luck. Lots of excitement in the studio this morning. We've had a lot of energy coming out. I think we need a lot of food coming back in. What's on the menu officially, Carissa?
I would say this delicious thing is on the menu, but no, Kamini Pata is in studio, and we're so excited. Looking gorgeous in the orange. I mean, my goodness. And you came prepared, didn't you?
Of course I did. And this is tangerine, by the way.
Oh.
Everything has a food reference.
Oh my goodness, I love this for us. And speaking about food, yes, we are talking about a new cookbook. The name of it, I'm obsessed. All Dhal'd Up.
Oh yes, we must always be all dolled up.
Come on now, look at the material. We can't wait to get into talking about it on something that we do on a Wednesday. It's called the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Oh yes.
Okay, yeah, I kind of caught you off guard there just a little bit, but you can practice in the meantime, because straight after this, we get into some cooking.
Yes.
We'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And this morning we're joined by the so talented TV personality and now cookbook author, Kamini Patha, as she released her new cookbook called All Dhal'd Up. Yes, we're obsessed with the name. I can't get over it. Now, it blends together traditions and innovation in what she calls the old world has been given some fancy. Kamini has poured her heart and soul into this cookbook that is focused on a collection of ancestrally derived recipes. Now, she joins us this morning to tell us all about it. And if you stick around, yes, you Feel Good fam, for the rest of the show, you will definitely see her whip up some very special recipes. Kamini, welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. My goodness, we have to talk about this book, and also I think just the moment leading up to this, because we've watched you on our screens for so long, from MasterChef to Ready Steady Cook, and now we're here at the culmination of this moment. Not saying that you've arrived, there's still so much more to come, but tell me more about how your experience and also maybe even your background culturally has influenced this book.
I think over the last couple of years, there's been this throwback to things my granny used to cook.
Oh, man.
And during lockdown, I did exactly that. I cooked with my mom and my grandmother, and they cooked things that I haven't tasted since I was a child, things that there are no recipes for.
Yeah.
So that's when I started like cooking with my grandmother, and then I went back into my own kitchen and I sort of used my heritage, my Indian heritage, but then sort of like superimposed my travels and things that I understand about food.
Yes.
And then that's when the idea for this book came about.
I love that. All Dhal'd Up. I mean, we'll get into the name in just a little bit, but I love that you brought us here because you are a health nutritionist or a health coach and nutritionist, and I wonder how you sort of blended that together with kind of being cognitive of the wellness aspects, but then also, of course, bringing the deliciousness of your culinary experience in your cultural home. So how did those two come together?
I think I studied that specific course because I just wanted to get an idea of how to live better. And I think with food, people often think I've got to go on these fad diets, these extreme things. But really, it's about small changes at every meal. So the start of this book starts out with what the perfect plate should look like. So half of it needs to be vegetables or salad, a quarter should be starch, and then a quarter should be protein.
Which is so different to what we grew up with.
Exactly.
I would have potatoes and rice and then maybe some spaghetti on the side.
Exactly, exactly. But I think all of those, like double carbs, potato and rice and beans all together in one, served its purpose at the time.
Right.
Because people were doing a lot more physical labor. I mean, when we say we're going to work, it's usually on a laptop.
Right, or on our phones,
Exactly,
right here.
exactly. So this book is about taking flavors that we understand from the past, but moving forward into 2025. I keep using this phrase by Maya Angelou, and I'm paraphrasing, but she said something along the lines of, you don't know where you're headed until you know where you've been.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So that for me was incorporating stories and flavor from a time gone by.
And I love that because food also has so many memories attached to it, and you never want to lose that when passing that on, right? So let's talk about the title of this book, because Dhal's one of my favorite things to eat ever, and All Dhal'd Up is just such a perfect name. So where did it come from? Where did the inspo come from?
We had a working title for the book, and sort of just before we had to submit the final manuscript, it sort of came to me, and I thought that's exactly it, because so the subtitle of the book is everyday, so it's food that you eat every day, Indian-ish. So it relies on spices and some sort of things that will take you back flavor-wise. Good mood food.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly. So it just felt like it was, I don't know, uplifted or elevated Indian-ish food.
Such a great name. I mean, can I just give you an applause for that? It is so good. Thank you, Gray. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that. Okay, run us through some of these recipes. I know that everybody is going to just go to the stores now and buy it, order it online, but what can we find in there?
There are things that are a bit more traditional, like your lamb curry or your chicken curry or fish curry with aubergine and tamarind, but there are also more interesting things like bacon dal. So,
oh my goodness.
See that face. This is what happened when I posted this online, because dal is prayer food, it's pious food, it's really simple.
Right.
And then bacon...
It's indulgent.
It is, but also sometimes it gets people's backs up. But then the combination is just insanely good.
I can imagine this.
But then if people don't eat pork, you could have chicken bacon or lamb bacon, and it is just as good.
Beef bacon. anything.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
There are other recipes that are lamb biryani, but with cauliflower rice, because then you're still getting that potato and then the extra cauliflower, because we all know we need to eat more vegetables.
Absolutely.
One of the dishes we're going to cook here today is the cauliflower steak.
Ooh.
Because I think we've often seen cauliflower steak, and it can be like a beautiful mild dish, but this has got turmeric in it and Coburg cheese. So it's like taking flavors that you know and love. There's also gulab jambu, which has got ricotta in it. There is Turkish delight, no churn, coconut flavored ice cream with pistachio biscuits.
Oh my goodness. I'm sold. I am sold. Wow. You also mentioned some things that I've never heard of before, so that also intrigues me to get into this. And Expresso fam, if you too are interested, your interest has been piqued, let me tell you right now that this can be so accessible to you, because if you would like to win one of 3 copies of this wonderful book, all Dhal'd Up by Kamini Patha, all you need to do is share your funniest or even your most memorable cooking story across our social media pages and use that hashtag Expresso Show. We would love to give you one of these, so please get onto it. Make it exciting. In fact, I think Kamini's going to be the judge and choose which of you will definitely get their hands on one of these books. Like I said, one of 3 copies is available to you. Kamini, this is not the last of you. We're going to see you in the kitchen.
Cannot wait.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait. But who's in the kitchen now? The one and only Gray.
I thought I better get in here before Kamini comes and steals my thunder completely. We're going to have a little bit of fun with a brilliant recipe idea right now. All the cozy, comforting flavors of banana bread, one of my favorite things in the world, in a warm oat bake. It is so easy, it is wholesome, and it's combining ripe bananas that we love, beautiful flavor profiles of cinnamon and hearty Bacomo traditional oats to create a satisfying breakfast or snack. Absolutely love this idea. Why? Because I love banana bread. It's kind of like the ultimate comfort food for me. And then, of course, if you want to get yourself stacked for the day, you've got to have the right friend with you in the kitchen, okay? Your hype person, okay?
Yeah,
who's willing to laugh at all your jokes. And you've got to have the right kind of nutrition, so we're going to dive right in.
Ooh.
So I'm going to ask you, very importantly, the studio decided I wasn't allowed to handle the scissors. So no fire, no scissors. Can you cut open our bag of oats while I peel this banana?
To the rescue.
And we love our Bacomo oats, beautiful traditional oats, carefully steamed, toasted, then rolled out to bring out their naturally rich, nutty flavor and, of course, a hearty texture, which are going to lend itself beautifully to this recipe. And they've got the history. They've proven themselves over 100 years of grain expertise coming to bear in this box. Bacomo ensures that every spoonful made from 100% whole grain oats for a breakfast you can trust. And this is the kicker here. Naturally high in fiber, obviously low GI, which we like. We want sustained energy.
Yes,
Can you toss that away for me? I wanted to leave it on the studio floor here for one of our quick running. So I'm gonna be mashing the banana and then throwing together all the banana bread ingredients. How do you feel about banana bread?
You know what? I think all of us had a moment with banana bread in 2020. I shall not name what was going down that time, but we found some sort of refuge in the banana bread. And since then, nobody wanted to touch it. But now I have an obsession with bananas lately. And we always have way too many in the house. And so this is really the perfect way to use them.
A little bit of our...
Sweet, nice.
Oh, that's maple syrup. You can use honey. And I think honey is a great flavor profile, but I like the maple syrup flavor profile big time with banana. A little bit of our vanilla essence.
Yes.
1 egg going in.
Love this. And also, these are ingredients that you already have at home. Like, you don't even have to stretch that far, reach that far.
Yeah, I think you probably find a lot of these baked recipes happen as a result of that.
Yes,
I would imagine banana bread is such a firm favorite because you don't need a huge amount to make it. Then our milk goes in. Lovely. So I'm going to do our wet first. And then we are going to, in just a moment, add, as part of our dry...
the oats.
A cup of oats. It really is simple.
Beautiful.
I find I love oats for like kick-starting my metabolism in the morning.
Yep.
And it just, if I'm going to have a breakfast, generally it'll be something like this.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so if you're not on the high protein tip, this is a beautiful, beautiful way to start your day, or actually a snack at any time of the day.
Anytime. And it's a little bit naughty because it's like, oh, I'm having dessert for breakfast. Yes,
it's a grown-up little cake, and I love that.
It is.
So our baking soda's gone in as well with our cinnamon, and then just because we can, some chocolate chips.
Of course.
Because one must. All right, and it really is as simple as that. I'm trying to make it more complicated than it is, but you literally put the stuff in the bowl
1, 2,
and
3.
make it.
Smells amazing
and
already.
now
Can
the
I go
dry
in?
goes in. Pop it in.
Perfect. What I also like to do with oats sometimes is blend them, and then you have like a flour consistency. So then it's the same benefits, it's just now finer.
I like that. Look at you starting your own product range.
Hey, man.
I like it.
Tacoma, where
And
you
then
at?
It's as simple as that. Now we're
That's
going to pour these
delicious.
into our little ramekins. All right. Maybe we wanted a ladle.
No, I think you got it.
We've got it.
Oh, those chocolate chips are going to be so
I
good when they're
know.
melted.
There we go. And obviously just depending on the size of the ramekin, you know, from 50 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it's the same as a normal cake, like a skewer in. If
Right.
it comes out clean, it's that. And it's what, 5 minutes to prepare, 15 minutes in the oven, and you've got yourself a fresh, warm banana bread cake.
My goodness,
love
I
it.
feel like you could probably do this in advance too, and then just reheat it. Oh, my
Completely.
goodness.
Imagine filling your whole fridge with those beautiful little ramekins with this every day. I love it. It's so easy. It's delicious. And it's comforting. It's our ultimate comfort food now in a completely new form. This banana bread, baked oats, a game changer for breakfast. And if you love a good bowl of Bacomo goodness, the Bacomo Powerball competition is serving up some unbelievably exciting prizes. And you can enter right now to win and feature live on Expresso. And here's how you do it.
Yum.
Start your day with Bacomo and start winning. Enter the Bacomo Powerball competition and stand a chance to win your share of 3 million rand in cash and prizes. Buy any participating Bacomo series and you could be selected to play live on the Bacomo Powerball game show, where even bigger prizes await. Competition closes 4 May 2025. Entry details and T's and C's at bacomo.co.za.
From the kitchen, we continue crushing on girls because it's Women Crush Wednesday, and we've got Jim McCade in the building. In just a bit, we get into this fabulous music maven to find out exactly what goes into creating a superstar. So that waits for you on the other side of this. Expresso fan, we'll see you now.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. We've just come out of a sound check and she sounds amazing. The energy level is just where we need it. Gemma Kate is here. She has been back making waves on the South African charts and festival stages with her heartfelt lyrics and an undeniable, the most compelling energy. You're going to have to move the coffee table this morning, I think, with her latest hits, including About It All and On My Feet Again, reaching fans in over 57 countries. It's a different landscape now. She's here to share more about her journey. You are sounding amazing. You're looking amazing. I hope you're feeling amazing this morning. How are you, my friend?
Thank you. I'm doing really well, thank you.
So good to have you here. I would imagine for an artist like yourself, stepping into this space at this time of the day must take quite a lot. Do you have to like run around the block 5 times? You have so much energy in you, which I absolutely love. Where does that come from? How much do you love being in these spaces?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I feel like it is just a dream being here. It just gives me energy. I can feel like I can wake up so exhausted after a sleepless night with kids. I get to a space like this and I'm just like filled with this incredible energy. It just, yeah.
How things have changed. A sleepless night, I was waiting for you to say, with gigging and with concerts and with festivals, with kids.
With kids.
So what does your flow look like now? Because you've got to balance a lot and you are doing so well. So I would imagine there was a lot of pressure to put yourself out there, but you've got a lot going on. How does your life look right now?
Chaotic, but in the best way possible. Like, my kids are incredible. They're the reason that I keep going. And this dream was just something, you know, when I had kids, it's so easy to just lose yourself in the chaos of it. And I just held on to this, like, passion of mine that just keeps me going. And I have the most incredible, supportive husband who just literally will go, take the kids, fulfill your dream. I'm here to support you.
What's your hubby's name?
Nico.
Nico, we love you, guy. You're amazing. I'm sure he must have shed a tear when he saw you on a stage with the Ndlovu Youth Choir. When we think of milestones and major highlights, they are coming thick and fast. What was that experience like, first of all?
That was incredible, especially because you're in your hometown and people are just so supportive and so encouraging, and they all want to be at this music festival. So whether they know your music or not, they are just there to enjoy it.
They're a captive audience.
Yeah.
Oh, well, congratulations, because we know what it takes to get to those points.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one last question, and we will get into some quick fire questions in a moment, which might be a little revealing, but right now, I've got to ask, because it feels like it is a different landscape. Streaming is where you are cooking at the moment. Is that the focus now? Do you prefer being on stage? How do you approach where you are right now in your career?
For me, stage is definitely my favorite. I mean, I've been a performer since I was 3, so for me, stage is kind of the best place could be musically. Streams are just a bonus. When I got my Spotify Wrapped, I was like, what just happened?
But with good reason.
Yeah, and radio's also been really good to me. I've had some really great radio highlights this year, or last year, so it's been really great to me, and it's really nice to almost see the success of all your hard work.
Yeah, well, the cream rises to the top, my friend.
Thank you.
Undoubtedly. You can see how excited I am, because I have seen just a snippet of the performance that you are going to get this morning. We are so proud of you. We are so happy to have you here, and we know it is ridiculously early. So if you don't have the energy yet, don't worry. She will provide it in just a moment. But thank you so much for being here. Cannot wait to get into your performance.
Thank you.
Just moments before we hit 7 o'clock, let's get into your news for this hour. We start out nationally, where KwaZulu-Natal's Finance Department has earmarked 44 million rand for disaster relief following the devastating floods of the past few months. Now, Finance MEC Francois Rogers announced this as part of the province's more than 158 billion rand budget aimed at job creation and economic growth. Now, the province has engaged national authorities, including the Finance Minister and the President, to secure additional support for flood recovery. Officials assure residents that the issue is receiving urgent attention, with efforts underway to rebuild infrastructure and support affected communities. In other national news, the Gauteng Department of E-Government has installed 193 more CCTV cameras in townships, informal settlements and hostels to enhance security. Now, this follows the successful rollout of 300 cameras in earlier phases. With the financial year ending, another 100 cameras are planned to further strengthen surveillance. Now, a partnership with Vumacam has expanded access to 6,299 cameras, bolstering security in priority areas. Officials say these efforts form part of a broader strategy to create safer, more resilient communities. In your international news making headlines, the White House announced yesterday that Russia and Ukraine have agreed to halt military strikes on Black Sea vessels to ensure safe navigations and prevent commercial ships from being used for military purposes. Now, the partial ceasefire brokered in Saudi Arabia marks a potential step towards broader peace, though details remain uncertain. Now, Kiev warns that any Russian violation will justify self-defense and prompt calls for more Western sanctions and military aid. Meanwhile, Moscow demands clear guarantees, citing past distrust, and insists that Washington must ensure Ukraine's compliance. Meanwhile, Kenya Airways has reported a pre-tax profit of nearly $43 million in 2024, marking its first surplus since 2013. The turnaround was largely driven by foreign exchange gains as the Kenyan shilling strengthened significantly. The airline, which fell into insolvency in 2018 due to debt form and aggressive expansion, struggled further during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the government's financial support, including settling a $150 million loan in January, has helped stabilize operations. Now, plans for fleet expansion and Nairobi airport upgrades could further strengthen its future performance. Now, with our next story, we're revving up some excitement for bikers, especially Harley-Davidson fans. Now, the ancestral home of Harley-Davidson co-founder William C. Davidson has been saved from demolition after nearly falling into the hands of developers. Now, the Davidson cottage, nestled in a Scottish village, was home to Davidson before he immigrated to America in 1857. There, his sons teamed up with William Harley to build what would become the legendary Harley-Davidson Company. Now, by 1920, it was the world's biggest motorcycle manufacturer. Thanks to dedicated fans and last-minute help from Harley-Davidson, this historic cottage is here to stay, keeping a vital piece of motorcycle history alive for future generations. Some great news to end up your 7 o'clock bulletin. Let's head into some sports with Gray.
Thank you so much, my friend. Let's kick it off with some great news on the footballing front from a South African perspective. Bafana secured a crucial 2-0 win over Benin in Abidjan to go 5 points clear at the top of Group C. That's in our 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. Second half goals from Lyle Foster and Jaden Adams lifting Bafana to 13 points from their 6 matches. Absolutely brilliant. Elsewhere, Nigeria, they drew again, 1-1 this time with Zimbabwe, while Rwanda and Lesotho also had to share the spoils. Now, staying with footballing news, former FIFA president Sepp Blatter and ex-UEFA chief Michael Platini have been acquitted again on appeal. That's in a long-running corruption case in Switzerland. So the court rejected the prosecutor's calls for suspended 20-month sentences, as it did so in 2022. The charges stemming from a delayed 1.8 million euro payment to Platini back in 2011. And a final appeal remains possible, however, and that's before the Swiss Federal Court, so we'll continue to watch that space. Now let's get to some big hitting cricket. Captain Shreyas Iyer's unbeaten 97 of just 42 balls, powering the Punjab Kings to a thrilling 11-run victory over the Gujarat Titans in a very high-scoring IPL clash in Ahmedabad. So Punjab posted a massive 243 for 5. That's in 20 overs, people, with Iyer smashing 9 sixes in his innings. And despite Asai Sudharsan's 74 and then Joss Butler's brilliant 54, Gujarat falling short, 232 for 5, ultimately in another IPL batting masterclass. Now, these are not the kind of stories we like to report on, certainly in tennis. World number 2, Iga Swiatek, has been given additional security at the Miami Open. That was after being verbally harassed by a spectator with a history of online abuse. So the incident follows a similar case last month, you might remember, when Emma Raducanu was targeted by a stalker in Dubai. And the WTA has yet to comment, though, as player safety concerns grow on the tour. So again, we'll watch that space. But that's where we leave our sport for now. We'll touch on those headlines at around 8 o'clock. Let's check in on the roads.
Well, thank you, Gray. In terms of your roads, just one update straight out of the mother city. Well, there's been an accident north of the M5 at Kromboom Parkway, resulting in slow-moving traffic towards the N2 inbound. So do allow for additional time, as heavy delays are expected for that affected area. So we leave your roads. Let's have a look at what's happening in your weather. Well, in your environmental news this morning, out at University of Johannesburg, they did a study published in Environmental Monitoring and Assessment, and they've uncovered alarming levels of toxic chemicals in the Klip River. Now, this is a vital water source flowing through Soweto and Lenasia. The river, which feeds into the Vaal River system, sustains communities, livestock, and ecosystems. Conducted across 9 sites, researchers detected dangerous levels of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in its sediments, chemicals linked to cancer and organ damage. Meanwhile, the South African Weather Service has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms for parts of the Northern Cape, the Northwest, and the Free State. All right, let's get into that sunrise view of the hour. You're wondering where our nature boy Ryle is? Well, here's a quick sneak peek into what his morning has been looking like. He sent this on through from Sodwana Bay in KZN. Ryle, please, sir, where was our flight to be where you are? Absolutely gorgeous. Not only that, he also sent a beautiful video through looking like a piece of heaven. Ryle, we are so happy for you, but maybe just a little bit jealous too that you get to enjoy the beauty of Sodwana Bay and what KZN has to offer. Now, that's a 28-degree high that you can expect, so do enjoy the cooler morning as you get into some warmer weather. And a reminder to share your morning view with us. We still have to look at that at 8 o'clock on 0634088863 as we delve into your temperatures for the rest of the country.
All right, so it might not be raining in your neck of the woods, but you could make it rain lots of cash this March. Am I doing it right? Yes, I am. If you play Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2. Why? Because there is 19 million rand in total estimated jackpots up for grabs today. Nice. So don't delay. Go and play your Lotto for an estimated 9 million, Lotto Plus 1 for a further 6 million, and then Lotto Plus 2 for 4 million rand today.
You know what? I'll take the 4 million. That's fine.
I'm
That's
taking them all.
Well, if you would also like to win yourself some money, buy your tickets now in store or on the website nationallottery.co.za, or if you are on your phone, there is the mobile app, there's cell phone banking, or you could dial *120 *7529#, and that is for your USSD.
And if you have a 3-second attention span like me, we will keep those details up on the Expresso social media pages so you can go and check them out constantly. Yes. And make sure that you just get yourself in the running to win by playing Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for that 19 million rand in estimated jackpots today.
I love
now,
that.
I need a really good kitchen combo. Can you give me one?
I absolutely can, because look what just appeared behind us.
Pew, pew, pew.
Now that you all are there, I'm going to test you, because are you ready for the culinary hotline bling?
Dig, dig, dig!
Yes. Chef Clem, what is coming up?
And author Carmony Pathway in the kitchen. We're going to be giving away one of our amazing new books, or her amazing new book, all Dhal'd Up. If you want a chance to win the book, all you have to do is send us a voice note with either the funniest or most heartfelt, because I want to cry today, food story. And if we love it, you'll be the owner of a brand new cookbook.
You want this book?
Signed by Carmony Pathway, and a cell phone number on the next page. Don't go anywhere. It's the culinary hotline bling!
Ding, ding!
Don't give yourself a number.
I'll start my
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to the kitchen for this Wednesday's Culinary Hotline Bling! Now, like I said, Carmony Path is in the kitchen with us this morning, and we're going to be creating 3 sensational, delicious, because I've been tasting dishes. But before that, I just want to remind you to send your voice notes through. If you have any question for myself or for Carmony, send your voice notes through to 063-408-8863. And then, if you want a chance to win all Dhal'd Up, Carmony's latest cookbook, it is sensational. You do want it. I want you to send us a voice note through. Make it heartfelt, okay? Really, dig deep, dig deep. I want tears today.
Oh, yeah.
So either funny or heartfelt. Tell us your best comedic or heartfelt culinary story, and you could win a cookbook signed by Carmony Pather. Carmony, I love a cauliflower. Anything cauliflower.
I don't think everyone feels that way. When you say cauliflower to people, they're like, isn't that the musical fruit? And it doesn't have to be that way.
What's wrong with the musical? Anyway, let's get cooking. So I feel like they became extremely popular when banding came around. Remember? And you couldn't find a cauliflower on shelf.
Yes.
That trend's gone, but what we got from that was all the innovative recipes that we tried with cauliflower. This is also like, this is cauliflower that went to private school and then went to Harvard and then all of it. It's amazing. What are we making?
We are making cauliflower steak, but with the leftovers, because usually you get 2 cauliflower steaks from a cauliflower, and these are going to be griddled, so you get those beautiful griddle marks. But then, so we have 2 steaks, 1, 2, and then you've got all the cauliflower left over. So we're going to do a cauliflower puree, which has got turmeric, a bit of black pepper, because turmeric, the curcumin, and all of those anti-inflammatory goodnesses only get activated with black pepper. And we've got a bit of chicken stock. But if you would like this to be totally vegetarian, vegetable stock works.
Nice.
Just some water and some garlic, and we're happy.
Cool.
So,
What can I do?
look pretty. Okay.
Nice. Finally, I get paid for what I do best. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Well,
cauliflower, and this recipe, obviously, we talk about steaks, so you could do this with a beef steak, but it's the celebration of vegetables. What other vegetable would you do besides cauliflower?
I mean, mushrooms are always a good one as well. But I mean, with mushrooms, you're not going to be able to get the puree unless you do cauliflower puree with the turmeric and the Gruyere cheese, because cheese should go with everything. Okay.
Absolutely.
Hot griddle pan. Cauliflower steak. Can you hear that sizzle?
So
on a
when
bake?
I cook cauliflower steak, I do end up putting it in the oven as well, just to cook all the way through. But now I've started liking it with a little bit of crunch, and now I don't even go to the oven. How do you finish your cauliflower steaks off?
Look, I think in the griddle pan, because I like crunch as well,
Okay.
you're going to get a bit more of that toothiness to it. But if you like something a little bit softer, I don't know if you're cooking for somebody a little bit older who has the... this is not an ageist comment. I'm just saying if you need a bit of help with, you know...
Guys, they've been coming after me this morning about my age. I'm only 37. Not you, Carmony. Everyone else. Everyone, I'm watching you. Who feeds you? Who feeds you?
I'm on your side.
Thank you, Carmony.
I am.
Thank you. Okay, 37's a good year. Okay, so all the little bits that we have left over is going to be turned into a puree.
Exactly.
And I like that you're doing this because a cauliflower puree for me is almost like a base recipe everyone should know how to make, because it's a quick way to make your dish look fancy.
It is, but it also gives you that feeling of soft potatoes, and it's just vegetables that are much lower in carbohydrates.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I love
so
it.
I'm just chopping these really finely so that they can steam in some of that chicken stock.
Because you want everything to cook the same time as well, obviously, so that's why the extra chopping is happening.
Look, even if it doesn't cook in the same amount of time, this is quite a forgiving dish. So if you have to make this ahead of time and it sort of sits on the counter for a little bit, it will be okay. Because you're going to add more of that delicious and healthy olive oil to it to give it that lux.
Okay. All right, I feel you.
Yeah.
And these ends, do you actually use the woodier, the denser pieces of the cauliflower?
I have, but I mean, this bit on the end has just got the green leaves, which are not so great, and you've used pretty much all of it.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
The rest is for the chickens. Okay, so that joins your stock, and like you said, we can use veggie stock instead of the chicken.
So I've got a different pot here because I want this to steam. So I've got the hot chicken stock here. I'm gonna switch this on.
Wow, I'm really doing that thing. I'm gonna have to explain this to HR that I'm just like chilling. Okay, that's fine. It's okay.
You're doing your best.
I'm doing my best.
If you really need to do something.
Yes.
I don't want to get you in trouble with HR. Can you pour some of that stock in here and give us a bit of the turmeric? And this is turmeric root, not turmeric powder.
Where's the turmeric? Where's the turmeric root?
Well, I mean, this has obviously been. Is this powder or root? Oh,
it's
this
a powder.
Okay.
It's a powder. But so you could use fresh.
You definitely could.
Okay.
So there we go. Add some of that in there.
A little bit or all of it?
I think put all of that in there. Thank you so much.
And then you wanted the turmeric, so not just for color, like you said, it's going to help you're going to get the benefits of it because you've paired it with the pepper.
Exactly. So the curcumin in the turmeric is the anti-inflammatory, which has got all those good things to you.
Okay.
And a bit of the black pepper in here with a bit of salt as well. And we're going to wait till this is nice and tender and then blitz it. So in Hindu tradition, before a wedding, you would use like a cleansing ceremony for the bride and the groom, which includes turmeric. But you've got to use turmeric root and not turmeric powder.
Okay.
Because then it makes you look like glowy. If you use turmeric root, you will end up with yellow cuticles at your wedding day, not such a hot look.
And when you say you use it, how are you using it? Are you actually just ingesting it in food?
No, it's a whole like ceremony where all your friends and family come and they get like 30 seconds with you, and then they'll put the turmeric root on your face.
Oh, wow.
And then when you wash it off, you honestly do glow. It's this magical substance. So it's not just good for food.
I didn't know that. That's absolutely amazing. And I love when food is also used in cultural experiences. I love that. It's amazing. So those are looking amazing. And just like a steak, we're not going to fiddle with it, right?
No, because we want those little griddle marks to get in there.
Yes.
I love a little sexy griddle.
There we go. Okay, so we got our puree going. We're going to blend that up in a bit. Our cauliflower steaks are looking good. They're grilling away. When we come back, we're going to do some blending and some plating up. So don't go anywhere. It's the Culinary Hotline Bling.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, someone's a happy man today. We love the smells coming out of the kitchen. So that box has been ticked. Now can we tick the musical box,
I would
please?
say yes, please. Gemma Kate is still in the building and about to take the stage with her signature powerhouse vocals. Yes, we did have a taste. I can adhere to that. Here is her track, Sweet Love. We can't wait to get involved.
I'm going to be performing Sweet Love. This is a beautiful song that I wrote about how my husband and I met, and it did really well. We got #2 in Song of the Year in one of the local radio stations, and I can't wait to perform it for you. I know you're there when I don't care, and I can shake this feeling. To hold me close, nobody knows or can see through the meaning. There's something right in your eyes, and I can stare forever. Follow you into the blue, and we can go wherever. Life in color, there's no other. In your rhythm lies my beat. From the stages, different pages, where our hearts began to meet. Something right in your eyes, like a glowing disco ball. Ever changing when we first met, I think I found it all. I met you out of daylight, rolling into midnight. Life was feeling alright. Your sweet, sweet love is running through my mind. I can't help but think about it all the time. Your sweet, sweet love is flowing through my brain. When you're not there, it can make me go insane. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. The world is heartless, but regardless of it all, we took a chance. Chasing sunsets when we first met, we found it hand in hand. Running round through the town, we created our own tale. Chasing sunsets when we first met, to set our hearts on sail. I met you out at midnight, rolling into daylight. Life was feeling alright. Your sweet, sweet love is running through my mind. I can't help but think about it all the time. Your sweet, sweet love is flowing through my brain. When you're not here, it can make me go insane. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. Your sweet, sweet love. Met you out at midnight, rolling into daylight. Everything was alright. No, your sweet.
Please.
Make it your name they're talking about in the fields of commerce, teaching, or law for years to come. With Stadio Higher Education as your competitive edge, you'll be joining over 50,000 students online and on campus who've chosen these world-class qualifications to unlock their potential. So for your chance to win a one-year bursary of up to 120,000 Rand, scan the QR code or visit winnerday.co.za to enter. Competition closes 26 March. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, over the years, Dhal'd has been known for supporting inclusivity through meaningful but also impactful campaigns. And with their latest campaign, #Let'sChangeBeauty, #MySkinStory, Dhal'd celebrates real beauty in all forms and embracing all the changes that your skin really goes through throughout life. Now, they've created a short film too that celebrates this kind of beauty. I think we should take a look at this.
When we all young, we know that beauty is how you look.
I believed my beauty was a big part of me.
Being born with a birthmark, there was no realizing really that I looked different.
My husband and I were involved in a car accident. I remember thinking, my career's gone.
When I started seeing vitiligo, I went through a lot of
It's a horrible feeling that children are afraid of me.
I didn't want to hide anymore. Like, I'm deeply in love with myself.
The relationship I have with myself has never been stronger.
Accept the change because it comes with beauty.
Oh man, that was absolutely stunning. I love that. Accept the change because it comes with a beauty. And here to delve a little bit deeper into this, we've got PR lead from Unilever, Anele Nzimande Mapanga, alongside TV presenter Kayise Qula and lifestyle content creator and athlete Chantal Jade Struwig. They join us on the couch this morning. Ladies, welcome. A bit of an emotional one for you, just reliving that.
Yeah.
Kayise, what are you going through right now?
I'm looking at that and thinking, man, God is a woman.
Yeah. Because to understand.
Just to understand the phases of what, you know, the journey of life takes a woman through, or anybody really, and just how the representation of beauty is connected to that, and how, you know, these things are outside of us, but it doesn't really change who we are internally. So it's such a beautiful story. I'm so honored to be a part of it. Each time I see it, it feels like the first time, right, Chantal?
Oh my goodness, I'm a little teary.
making us cry.
Why don't you start? Because I'm going to start. Okay, we're moving on. Anele, I mean, you can see the impact of this campaign. It's really got all of us just so awe-inspired because it's real stories that we're celebrating. And with that campaign you're doing, hashtag Let's Change Beauty. Let's talk more about it, what inspired it, and what the impact has been.
You know, when you get to work on a brand like Dove, it's such a privilege because I'm a girl's girl and I'm a woman. So just working for a brand that puts women at the center of everything we do is such a great honor. And also just seeing the reactions from the ladies and how inspiring they are to us as well. So when we launched Let's Change Beauty, it was really recognizing that women experience an evolution from the time that you are in your adolescent years to the time that you are a grown woman. You can't expect things to change the same, and yet we hold on to what was or what could have been, previous versions of ourselves, and to say, let's change beauty and allow for that complexity, allow for that transformation. When we talk about real beauty as Dove, which is part of our mission and what we stand for, it's really to say, let's embrace who we are, let's own our story, and let's put body confidence at the center of everything that we do.
I absolutely love that. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. I mean, you can see the work here on the couch. Chantal, I want to come to you about the impact this campaign has had on you. I mean, you've got a birthmark that has been visible since you were quite young. And when it comes to beauty, I mean, people see things immediately before they even get to know you. So I wonder how this campaign has really done something to you for your body confidence, and also how it really has influenced your perspective on beauty.
Wow, I mean, well, yeah, it's a birthmark, so I was literally birthed with the mark. Yeah, it's a birthmark, so it's been there for my whole life. And yeah, being a part of this Changes Beauty concept, it's allowed me to once again just realize how broad beauty actually really is. Like, everybody thinks it's a one-size-fits-all and like it's this and nothing else, but this campaign is all about like broadening that and accepting beauty like for this and that and what it could be and what it might be in the future. So yeah, just broadening the beauty concept is just,
I love that. It almost meets you where you're at in any phase of your life, which I think is so beautiful and celebrates that,
right? Exactly, because I'm not so young. I mean, I'm 24.
Oh, you're young.
So I realized, like, I'm gonna get children still, and there's gonna be so much changes to my body. So I mean, like, I'm speaking on this, but I'm still learning throughout this whole journey. Like, it's not a one-stop, now I'm good, now I'm self-accepted, now we're good to go. It's still evolving as I grow and change.
And then you hit that second puberty in your late 20s and you're like, oh, what is going on? But yes, we accept and we love it. Kayise, I mean, you're a media personality, you're in the public eye, and like you were saying, this has impacted you quite directly in terms of your body that you need to put on out there. So, I mean, what did it mean to you? What does the personal imaging changing and also accepting mean to you?
So, like you say, you know, working in the media industry, image is a huge part of it. It's almost like a tool that you use to introduce yourself. And I've been very fortunate from a very young age to believe I was beautiful. You know, I would tell everybody, I'm beautiful and I'm going to be on TV. And I'm so blessed to have been able to live out that dream. So when this tragedy happened and it altered that inner confidence, you know, that innate confidence, man, it dented the entire perspective. But I was very grateful that at least, unlike maybe, what they would see with Chantal first off, I was still able to introduce myself and be given an opportunity, which she also deserves, by the way. But now as you continue to journey with loving yourself and embracing this change that I absolutely had no control over, it was a matter of life or death. And I'm here to tell the story that it's not just a mark of, just because it's there. It's a mark of survival, if I can say. And what greater honor to be able to partner with a brand that says, we see you, we love you, we embrace you, and we understand that this change is something that's going to be another refined, version of your beauty. And we still see you in that light and how you can actually become better. So I'm incredibly excited, but I'm also glad that, the voice is not just on the ground. We're telling everybody, listen, we don't have to conform to anything. Society has to expand. Society has to open itself up to different versions of who Kaise was. When she won this competition, she was 26. She's now almost 35. So there's got to be a difference, and you've got to journey with me in that journey.
And celebrate
and celebrate it, absolutely.
And you know what resonates so deeply, and it is that whatever you're saying, I'm nodding because I'm like, yes, I relate to each and every one of these points. And I wonder about that impact on the rest of the women and men in South Africa. I mean, what do you hope will come of this?
I think everybody has a story. We all have a skin story. There's something that one of our Dove partners shared a few months ago or a year ago. She said, you have to learn to live with the girl in the mirror.
Sure.
And what that is when you wake up in the morning and you stare back at the person that's reflected in that glass and that image, you have to love that person. You have to honor that person. Not only when we are glammed up and we are on TV or when you're going to a graduation or a wedding. It's really about loving the girl in the mirror and all the scars if you've been in a car accident, the birthmark if you were born with a birthmark, and whatever change, stretch mark that has come from all the evolutions of life. It's like it's like a heritage site of all the wonderful museum of all the wonderful experiences that you've gone through. And why would you want to denigrate yourself for that? So I think this My Skin, My Story campaign is saying you are a World Heritage Site, a beautiful site to behold, and we want to hear that story. We want to give that platform to hear more of these stories because your stories are so incredible.
The more expensive
the more expensive it becomes.
Today's price and tomorrow's.
Yesterday's price either.
Yeah, and beauty shouldn't be a source of anxiety. It should be exciting. When we talk about the joy of girlhood, and it should be something that brings you joy, whether you want to be glammed up or not, whatever spectrum you fall under. And I think it is having that inclusivity. It is having that space for you to want to be casual one day and the next to be something else, right? And to hold space for all of those desires. So for us at Dove, I think over the last 20 years, the real beauty message really is about the uniqueness of the individual. However you want to show up, honoring that person, celebrating your changes, celebrating what makes you, that no one else has those qualities.
Beautiful, ladies. Thank you so much. This has been beautiful. Also a reminder, look at the wonder of the 8th wonder of the world.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is a museum. It is a World Heritage Site. I love that. Thank you for that reminder. Such a meaningful conversation. I mean, come on. And do remember, Expresso fam, that our skin tells our stories. Every scar, every stretch mark, every single imperfection marks the moments that really help shape us. And instead of erasing or even reversing the changes, Dove cares for skin as it naturally evolves. Hashtag let's change a beauty, shall we, with Dove, and also embrace our skin stories.
Win a Toyota Corolla Cross 1.8 XS Hybrid with Plascon's 2025 Hybridity Color Forecast Competition. Spend 500 Rand or more on any Plascon products. WhatsApp your receipt name and ID to this number. T's and C's apply.
crazy times in the kitchen this morning, but we are back with another culinary hotline bling. Now, in the previous segment, I asked you to send through your voice notes. We wanted to hear heartfelt and comedic culinary stories. We've got 2 voice notes to play, so Carmonique, should we just kick off with the voice notes?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We've got Kim and Mersha. Let's hear what we got first.
Hi, this is Kim Bagley. So my funniest story in the kitchen was I was preparing a broth, a bone broth, a beef bone broth actually. And I've been cooking this bone broth for about 4.5 hours on the stovetop. And when I went to strain it, I had the strainer in the sink, in the kitchen sink. And instead of having my bowl underneath, I had the strainer directly in the sink. So when I went and I strained my broth, all that beautiful broth went down the drain and I was left with bones and veg. Oh my gosh, my heart was so sore because it was such an amazing broth.
That is heartbreaking.
It's awful. 4 hours.
Wow, wow. And by the way, South Africa, that was the famous Kim Bagley. If you do not know who she is, go and check her out. Check out her social pages. Her food is... Hold on, what is that? Someone's actually saying we should invite her to the show. Yes, yes. Kim, I know that you are in Johannesburg. We'll make a plan. Kim Bagley is phenomenal. And yes, your story is heartbreaking. Oh, no.
That's
okay.
awful. Okay.
Let's hear Mersha, bring us back.
Yeah, one of my funniest moments in cooking was when I made biryani after moving out of the house, going to work for the first time, staying on my own. I made biryani, but instead of putting all the spices in the pot beforehand, I added the turmeric. I can remember after everything was cooked and when we ate, all I could taste was just turmeric. That was a lesson learned.
That glow. Too much.
Maybe too much glow.
Maybe too much glow.
There's a limit. There's a limit.
All right, so we haven't decided yet. If you've got a comedic or heartfelt story that you want to send through to us, send us your voice notes on 063. Oh, back up. 063 408 8863. Woo! I'm okay. 063 408 8863. Send that through. We are going to blend up our cauliflower puree.
We are.
We're going to start. So we've got our beautiful cauliflower that's cooked, nice and soft. Oh, it was also got in the pot. So we're going to blend that up, and we're going to keep the plating for the end, apparently.
We are.
I just want to see how beautifully smooth and creamy that puree comes together.
So the cauliflower is going into this pot, and we've got a bit of Gruyere cheese. So for anyone that hasn't tasted Gruyere cheese, it is the South African version of the Swiss Gruyere. And it's got a really beautiful nutty flavor to it. Do you want to have a
Of course.
of that? There
Please, thank you. Have you got any comedic culinary stories?
Life is a comedic culinary story. I have to admit. Let's get some water here.
I think I've been on TV with very good friend Jeannie D.
Yes.
And we always have salt on display. So like you can grab a little bit and you can use like just sprinkle, just a little bit. So I asked her to put salt in the food and she grabbed the whole pot on live TV, which was a recipe for the end of the show.
Yes.
And she just added all of it. All of it. And then I've got too many stories to tell you about Zoe Brown, but she's not here, so she can't defend herself, so I can't tell those stories.
Well, on the MasterChef finale, Leandri, who was the second winner, she added salt instead of sugar or sugar instead of salt to an olive-based dish. So
Tears.
Not a great idea.
Let's blend.
Okay, so this is obviously one that we've created before. So this is avocado with turmeric in it.
With the beautiful turmeric in it, beautiful color.
This is amazing.
Okay, so you're gonna do a little chefy schmear.
Yes, let's do that. I remember doing this on the very first episode. There we go.
Done. Instant winner.
Yes, and then we're gonna put the cauliflower on here. Always got to make it look pretty, but you know this, Clem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Presentation.
Exactly. And then we're gonna bit of that and a bit more of this visual seasoning. So, ta-da!
Nice, beautiful. Okay, starters, done. The next dish.
The next dish, are we moving over?
We are.
Okay, so because you were complaining that you didn't have anything to do before.
True.
I'm gonna change your life here. So, we need to take these leaves off of the mint here, please. I'm gonna switch this on. And can you put them...
And where are the leaves going? Into the blender?
The leaves are going to go into the pot first. I'm going to heat them up. I'm putting some olive oil in here.
Olive oil and mint.
Yes.
What are we making?
We are making a hummus, but it is a pudina hummus. Now, pudina means mint, And so you have some mint in there. You've got some garlic. And can you pass me my knife from down there, please?
Sure thing.
Got a chili and some cumin seeds.
And that's all going to be joining the mint in the pot.
Exactly, mint in the pot.
So you've been in the industry, food industry, for a while.
Yes.
Has your food philosophy or your cooking style changed since you've started?
It definitely has. I think I'm definitely more about how is this food going to make me feel better in the long term, and then adding a health element. But I also think that people think that healthy food is not delicious. And I don't think that that's true. So this is a bit of coriander leaf going in there too.
It's the knowledge that brings out, you just need a bit of knowledge when it comes to healthy food.
Exactly.
And it's the preparation and things you can do with ingredients, because a lot of times you're working with whole ingredients, and I feel like that knowledge of working with whole ingredients is what we're missing.
Exactly, and it comes down to the whole spices. Like we've got cumin seeds here. And I noticed this the other day. I went into a grocery store looking for a seed, and now you've kind of just got a lot of blends. But all Dhal'd Up is based on the everydayness of it. This is how you can cook all day, every day, and it requires a couple of different spices, so you can buy them and use them all the time. Because don't you hate when you go and you buy a specific ingredient and you use like 1 teaspoon, and then the 2 kgs sit in the back and just like go off?
Or like a recipe asks you to find something so odd and so rare.
Exactly.
You're never going to make it. So I'm happy to hear that it's the recipe book for everyday cooking.
So that was the whole plan. And a lot of these recipes can be made in 30 to 45 minutes because we have places to be. We have things to do.
And also, in this economy as well, and with load shedding, those type of dishes do really, really, really well.
Exactly. Because a lot of the stuff... Okay, perfect. So if you mix that all together, please. And in here, I've got the chickpeas and some tahini, and we're just going to wait for those aromatics to become ready. There we go, some tahini in here. And we've got some lemon juice, and we're going to add olive oil to this as well.
Nice.
So this is really good with some griddled zucchini, which we're going to add to it. But you can also do it with some crispy fish. You could do it with some chicken. It's really great. And there's also a recipe for cheesy naan, which, let's have a look here, because I want to show you this picture.
Please do.
I feel like the cheese pull always wins. And yeah, so that's, oh, here we go. Cheesy naan.
So you say this is going to...
Look at that.
Ooh, the cheese pull.
I know.
The cheese pull.
It's the one.
Yes. Ooh. And are you saying this joins the chickpeas?
Yes, it will join the chickpeas. Can you also heat up our griddle pan there? Because
Absolutely.
I'm just using a vegetable peeler, and I'm going to make these zucchini slices really, really thin.
All right, so I'm going to get cracking on those ribbons for the zucchini. When we come back, we're going to start blending up our hummus, and then we're going to make the most delicious roast chicken.
Oh, yes.
And then it's all going to come together on the Culinary hotline bling. Don't go anywhere. Ting, 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 ting.
Ting, 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 ting. I missed a few there. Ting, ting. Oh, we're loving having comedy here. I love how happy Clem is today. Our boy is in his happy place. So thank you, comedy. We love you for that. But right now, time for another episode of Handy Heroes. And we love those guys. The team at Buco in Pinetown in KZN are back with some expert painting insights and some very clever DIY tricks to take your skills to the next level. Plus, they are revealing their favorite paint and why it's the perfect choice to help you achieve that professional finish at home yourself. Take a look.
Powered by Plascon, today's handy heroes come from Buco, Pinetown in KZN.
This is Buco, Pinetown. We have been in this business for many, many years. So we have been serving customers as Buco for over 12 years. I'm proud to be part of a reputable Buco brand. Our staff and our customers, we are extended family, treating each other with respect and offering the best service and quality products to our community. The quality of products that we keep and sell to our customers, it's of a great value. Also, customer service always differentiates us. So we're one of the best in customer service and any other services that we provide.
I like Plascon because of the quality, a variety of choice. I love the colors, quality, washable, easy to use. My favorite Plascon product is Plascon Polvin. Polvin is a multiple surface use paint. You can use it on the inside and outside, which means it's an interior and exterior paint used, and also can be used on wood. The DIY tip, when you're using the paint, you make sure you do correct preparation by applying a Plascon primer, and then you can apply your paint.
Our motto is begin with Buco and color your walls with Plascon.
Today's Handy Heroes is powered by Plascon Wall and All. Unmatched dirt, stain, water and fade resistance to keep your walls beautiful for years. Plascon. Together, we've got this.
Back after the break, things are cooking. Come on, we can swap. Things are getting hot in the kitchen. When we come back, we're going to finish this dish and get started on our succulent roast chicken. Don't go anywhere. And if you do, just quick, come right back.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Back in the kitchen and things are smelling so good, it must be the culinary hotline bling.
Ding, ding, ding.
I'm not going to ask them to redo it. I'm just not going to feed them at the end of the show. But you know who is going to get fed? Kashifa.
Oh.
Kashifa sent us a voice note. Apparently, we really want to hear this. So let's listen to Kashifa's voice note.
Hi, good morning to the Expresso team. My story goes like this. You know, I was at the age of 17 when I got married and had to make food. I was throwing the deep end, didn't know how to cook. And I found my mom how to make minced curry. She explained to me what I had. She didn't give me the amount of no spices.
They never do.
Oh my God, what happened was I threw in so many sticks cinnamon. The whole house was smelling like stick cinnamon. And guess what? My husband comes home with a friend and I'm stalling. I'm like, how can I dish these people with this food? So that's my story. It was the most embarrassing moment. A very good experience, but today asked me to make the best minced curry. I will be able to do so.
That's the thing, though. If you make a mistake, you got to go back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Straight with the bat cinnamon challenge for
Exactly.
your new husband. Wow. But she, like you said, today she makes the best mince curry.
Exactly.
Woo! It's okay. It's okay. They're still together, South Africa, and happier than ever. It's amazing. Kashifa, we love that story. If you have a beautiful story that you want to share with us, send your voice out to 063-408-8863. We want tears. We want happiness. We want drama. We want fire. Fireworks. Is that okay? It's a push. Am I pushing it?
No, I think we're good.
We want all of it. Send it. Send it. Now, earlier before the break, we had our blender filled with our chickpeas, our mint, garlic, a little bit of chili that we stir-fried. That went in, tahini went in, salt went in, pepper went in. That's going to get blended with some olive oil.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Olive oil, a bit of lemon juice. Can you please griddle those for me?
Just a few lines.
Yes, thank you.
Because this cooks so quickly.
It does, because those are going to end up quite soft, but, you know, it's going to be good. You could also dress it with a bit of nuts at the end for a bit of crunch. You're going to have to help me with this, Clem.
You know what?
When you come to Clem's kitchen, he has to do the things.
Watch me now not know the button.
There we go. Success. I'm going to add some lemon juice. And I think a bit more olive oil here. How are those going down there?
These are looking good. It cooks up so quickly.
It really does. And like I was saying, some crispy fish with this would be amazing. It's also nice with a bit of a pita chips, maybe. I did it with papadum chips the other day for like a little entree.
I know this is a ridiculously difficult question. If there's one recipe you want every South African to try in the book, in our All Dhal'd Up, what would it be? Again, it's tricky. One dish.
It is, and I probably have to give you two.
Okay.
I would say if you like a savory something, the green bean scramble is amazing. It's green bean curry, you fold an egg through, and then you put it on sourdough toast. The other thing I really like are the blondies. It's a sunflower seed, white chocolate, and cardamom blondie. Just sensational, yes. Let's switch this off, Tim. I feel like I'm shouting.
There we go. I'm going to ask Tiff for a side plate for us for this.
Thank you.
This is looking good. So the zucchini's done, the baby marrow's done.
Yep.
I like it a little chunky.
Yes.
I like it a little chunky.
So do I.
That's perfect. So this is going to come off the grill. Things are looking and smelling amazing. Cauliflower done. Hummus with our zucchini done. The roast chicken is the only thing we have left to do. So when we come back in a bit, that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be different, spicy, delicious, amazing. The best chicken we've ever had, right?
Stole the winner chicken dinner.
You heard it right here.
Okay.
Oh, it smells so good in here, let me tell you, Expresso fam, leading us into the final hour of us hanging out together on this Wednesday morning. Let's get into the last bit of news for today. Now we start out nationally, where Home Affairs Minister Dr. Leon Schreiber has vowed to eliminate corruption within the department, warning that officials involved in fraud will face legal action. Now, speaking at the launch of the Border Management and Immigration Anti-Corruption Forum, he highlighted efforts to tighten systems and reduce human interference. A shift to digital IDs and AI-driven visa processing aims to curb fraud. Now, the department is also automating entry and exit systems, ensuring stricter border control as well as improved efficiency. In other national news, KwaZulu-Natal's Finance Department has earmarked 44 million rand for disaster relief following the devastating floods of the past few months. Now, Finance MEC Francois Rogers announced this as part of the province's more than 158 billion rand budget aimed at job creation and economic growth. The province has engaged national authorities, including the Finance Minister and President, to secure additional support for flood recovery. Now, officials assure residents that the issue is receiving urgent attention, with efforts underway to rebuild infrastructure and support affected communities. In your international news making headlines, a devastating airstrike on the Tura market in Darfur has left hundreds dead and injured. That is according to a Sudanese war monitor. The Emergency Lawyers Group, which documents wartime abuses, called it a massacre, with videos showing smoldering wreckage and unrecognizable bodies. The paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, which controls much of Darfur, shared footages of the aftermath. While the military denied attacking civilians, stating it targeted only hostile threats, the attack adds to the brutality of Sudan's ongoing civil war. Meanwhile, the White House said yesterday that Russia and Ukraine have agreed to halt military strikes on Black Sea vessels, aiming to ensure safe navigation and prevent commercial ships from being used for military purposes. The partial ceasefire brokered in Saudi Arabia represents a potential step toward broader peace, though details do remain unclear. Kiev insists that any violation by Russia will justify self-defensive actions and trigger calls for more Western sanctions and military aid. Moscow demands clear guarantee, citing distrust in previous agreements, and insists that Washington must enforce Ukraine's compliance. Now let's close off your last bit of news today with a bit of a feel-good story where South African music legend Jonathan Butler hit a high note at Stellenbosch University's graduation ceremony, where he received an honorary doctorate in philosophy. Now honored for his impact on arts and culture and his work uplifting young artists, Butler was overwhelmed with gratitude, calling the moment a dream fulfilled. Reflecting on his journey, he shared how music became his greatest teacher, guiding him with discipline, courage, and resilience. Now, he encouraged graduates to push forward even when challenges do arise. And in true Butler style, he didn't just accept the honor, he celebrated it with song, turning the ceremony into an unforgettable performance filled with not only joy, but also inspiration and the magic of music. Absolutely love that story, and congrats again to Jonathan Butler for that beautiful award. So where we close off your news for today, let's head into your final bit of sports with Graham.
Thank you so much, Carissa. I needed to take a deep breath before this one. Great news for Bafana Bafana. They secured a crucial 2-0 win over Benin in Abidjan to now go 5 points clear at the top of Group C in our 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying campaign. So second half goals from Lyle Foster and Jaden Adams lifting Bafana Bafana to 13 points from their 6 matches. Elsewhere, Nigeria, they drew again with Zimbabwe this time, while Rwanda and Lesotho also had to share the spoils. Now let's stay with footballing news, but slightly more negative. Former FIFA President Sepp Blatter and ex-UEFA chief Michael Platini have been acquitted again on appeal in a long-running corruption case playing out in Switzerland. So the court rejected prosecutors' calls for suspended 20-month sentences, as it had done so in 2022, the charges stemming from a delayed €1.8 million payment to Platini back in 2011. The final appeal remains possible before the Swiss Federal Court, so watch that space. Now let's turn to cricket, and Captain Shreyas Iyer's unbeaten 97 of just 42 balls powered the Punjab Kings to a thrilling 11-run victory over the Gujarat Titans in their very high-scoring IPL clash in Ahmedabad. So Punjab posted a massive 243 for 5, with Iyer smashing 9 sixes along the way. And despite Sai Surharsen's 74 and Joss Butler's 54, Gujarat falling short at 232 for 5 in another IPL batting masterclass. I think they're going to break records this season. Now, finally, we round up with a story we really don't like to report on. World number 2, Iga Swiatek, has been given additional security at the Miami Open currently playing out after being verbally harassed by a spectator with a history of online abuse. They've been able to connect the dots. So the incident follows a similar case last month when Emma Raducanu was targeted by a stalker in Dubai. And the WTA has yet to make a comment as player safety concerns grow on the tour. So once again, we'll watch that space. But that's where we leave our sporting lineup for now. Let's catch up on the roads.
Thank you so much, Graham. Let's see what the roads are doing for the final time this morning as you head on out. Well, we start out in Johannesburg in Gauteng, where there has been an accident crash on the N1 southbound after Flying Saucer interchange, and that is affecting the left shoulder. So do remain cautious when passing by that affected area. And then we move to Cape Town out in the north in Bellville, where there are delays expected for motorists as a result of back-to-back traffic along the N1 outbound at Durban Road off-ramp. Do please stay alert and arrive alive. We want you to drive on safely when you head on out. So where we leave your roads, let's have a final look at what's happening in your weather. Well, in environmental news this morning, at the University of Johannesburg, they've just recently launched a study that published in the Environmental Monitoring and Assessment, and they've uncovered alarming levels of toxic chemicals in the Klip River, a vital water source through Soweto as well as Lenasia. The river, which feeds into the Vaal River system, sustains communities' livestock as well as ecosystems. Now conducted across 9 sites, researchers detected dangerous levels of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in its sediments. Now it has chemicals that is linked to cancer as well as organ damage. Meanwhile, the South African Weather Service has issued a level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms for part of the Northern Cape, the Northwest, as well as the Free State. Now, for the final time this morning, we head into your sunrise view of the morning. And Di out in Plumstead in Cape Town shared this beautiful morning view with us. I was a little bit apprehensive where the weather was going in the mother city, but this promises a beautiful day ahead for sure. Thank you so much, Di, for this gorgeous morning view. I hope that is from your place of residence, because that's a great morning view to wake up to. Well, you can expect a 20-degree high on your side of town, Di. Let's have a look and see what the rest of the country can get into. And a reminder, it's only Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. We still need to check out those morning views. So take this number down, 063-408-8863, and snap away.
Beautiful day outdoors, and it could be the best day ever. In fact, if you make it rain lots of cash this March, you have to say it and do the hand things at the same time. Why? Because Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 are coming in at 90 million rand in their estimated jackpot this Wednesday. So come on, don't delay. Play Lotto for that estimated 9 million, then Lotto Plus 1 coming in at 6, Lotto Plus 2 for an additional 4 million rand today. So how do you get your tickets? You buy them in store when they open. You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can head over to their mobile app. You can use your cell phone banking setup, or you can dial *120 *7529 hash for all the USSD. It really is simple, and we've made it even easier by keeping the deets up on our social media pages. So go and check them out and panda, push a play, and hopefully you'll be winning the Lotto. Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2's 19 million rand in total estimated jackpots today. I know they say you shouldn't talk about your winnings. I won 11 rand in Powerball yesterday.
That is incredible. I'm so proud of you.
There will be signs.
Wow.
One of
11 rand?
There will be
11 rand
signs.
more than me.
You'll hear the change in my pocket as I walk. But yeah, all the best of luck for you. We've still got a lot of fun things coming up.
We do. Excuse me for having my phone, Expresso fam. I was actually just scrolling
Are you scrolling
through
right
social
now?
media. And I saw this on my page. I said, Zoe, this is the most beautiful. Let me click through. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I've never seen more perfect children in my life.
I've become obsessed with looking at their balance and symmetry, because they come as a pair.
Oh my goodness.
And they are already starting to look slightly different. So I think each parent is going to be represented in each little guy. I love it, but she looks fantastic. Wow.
We miss you
I
this
miss you
side
so
of the
much right now,
world,
Zoe.
How incredible.
Oh, man.
It's so beautiful. She says, happy due date, sweet, sweet boys. And those are her boys, Luke and Jordan Anderson Brown. How beautiful is that?
Oh, man. And just
Congrats,
buzzing.
man.
And I'm so glad that they've left the baby bubble and they're just getting the boys out there and enjoying it. Look at Papa Bear, Robbie's face.
You
Absolutely
can see
loving
they're
it.
so different already.
I know.
Oh, they're so cute.
And we love that for them, right?
Yes.
We don't want them to be identical all the time. Okay, but I
they're
wonder...
their own people.
Oh, man, they're probably going to be so similar, it's going to blow your mind, but then, like, oceans apart in their personalities. I love it. Cute. We are so proud of you, Zozo and Robbie. We'll maybe bring in another performance after the break, just because we can. We'll see you now. Look at it.
Oh, man.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, and we've been feeling really good this morning because we are surrounded by awesome people. It's time for another round of quick-fire questions where we put our artist of the day, Gemma Kate, on the spot with some very fun and fast-paced questions. I think I've probably put the fear of God in you. This is going to be okay. Okay? It really isn't that bad.
I'm ready.
No, we find quick fire, then we get the revealing answer, and that's what we want. So I don't want you to think about it. Just flow of consciousness, okay? And then we'll pick up the pieces afterwards. All right. Oh, I love this question. What's the best advice you've ever received?
Stay on your own path.
Wow. Who gave that to you, incidentally? Do you know? It's like a parental thing.
It's long ago. I have no idea. A lot of people, actually.
Yeah, I love that. That is a true north. I absolutely love that. Maybe you got more than one of these. What's your guilty pleasure song?
Katy Perry, Raw.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And do you perform it? Do you throw that into your concert?
I used to, and then I reheard it the other day, and I was like, I forgot about this jam.
Oh, because I would like to hear you do that with your vibe on stage. I like that. Ooh. Well, speaking of which, if you could swap lives with any musician for a day, who would it be? Presumably still alive.
Tori Kelly.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
She
vocal?
has this insane vocal that I have been studying since I started music, and I would just love to. She collaborates also with the most incredible musicians.
Ah, you see.
And she's just got this vocal like.
Maybe that's she works with the people who can get that out of her,
Yeah.
surrounds herself by greatness.
Yeah, she's
I love
just
that.
surrounded by real musicians, not all like the fluff.
Oh. Then does that make us real,
fluff.
or are we the fluff? I'm the fluff. Damn it, man. No, I'm happy to be the fluff in this case. Oh, this one might be a tricky one because it's kind of like two sides of the same coin. Songwriting or performing, if you had to pick one?
Performing.
Really?
Yeah, performing.
And performing your own music versus performing what another person has written or created for you?
It depends. I love them both. I actually recently said it's so good to be able to perform my own music for people now. Like, whereas before, when I used to work in theatre, I was always singing everybody else's music.
Sure.
And watching people singing your music back to you is incredible. But I do love, there are some jams, like Raw, that I love to perform.
Okay, by now we've got it onto the playlist. I'll stop. What's your dream venue to perform at?
Stadium. A stadium.
I'm thinking Wembley Stadium would be great.
Wembley
Any stadium
Any
would be
stadium.
amazing.
Stadium in South Africa, national anthem. You know?
Ooh. Manifest, and this is the Manifest station. Yeah,
Yeah.
hey?
Oh, okay,
It
good.
really is, hey?
Okay, I'll throw it in.
And I look forward to recapping this with you after you've done that. If you weren't a musician, what would you be doing?
A dancer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know the answers to all of these. There's like very little internal conflict going on here, which makes me very happy. What's the one thing people don't know about you?
Ooh. I studied criminal psychology.
Whoa, that is intimidating.
It's been very great assessing. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I know. Hey, am I all right or?
No, you're doing good.
I'm all right, I'm okay. I love that. Would you go back into that space?
Heck no.
Heck no. Oh, I feel like the world's a lighter place because you are doing what you do right now. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I could have sat here. Normally it takes a long time for us to get through these things because people and ah and they avoid. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Your performance was also absolutely amazing, and we're not going to let her leave ever. She is going to stay and perform just for you guys. So as we suggested, you can start moving the coffee tables and warming up. A lot of energy on the way.
Oh my goodness, I'm just imagining that collabo with Tori Kelly. Yes, please, can we manifest that? But from music, we're moving over to more celebrations because, as you know, Expresso fam, Eid al-Fitr is a time to celebrate the end of Ramadan with loved ones. And what better way to do so than with a delicious feast at a beautifully set table? Our lifestyle content creator and a familiar face around these parts, Akila Haran, joins us to share her inspiring Eid table decor ideas. Akila, welcome back. Hi. You're looking gorgeous.
Thank you.
All right, we're getting Eid al-Fitr ready, and we want to make sure that our table's looking good. But before we get there, I've got to ask you about any maybe food traditions, because I know the day's all about food, that you get into on Eid.
So my favorite food tradition has to be eating my mom's famous steak pie, or some people call it pasté. We actually have it for breakfast, and then I have to have it with some tomato sauce.
Okay.
It was 1 year she never made it, and I was very upset.
Okay, so those steak pies are a must, a go-to for you. I absolutely love that. I'm so curious to hear if she gave you the recipe at home, or if, you know, she kind of buys it from the stores. Which option are we going for?
So she actually makes the whole
From
thing
scratch?
from scratch since I was little.
Even the pastry?
No, not the pastry.
The insides?
Yes, the inside. And our
Ooh.
family has since gone like very gluten-free as well, even herself. So
I
she
love
even
that.
goes and sources that now and then makes a gluten-free version, and it still tastes amazing.
You see, when they say that she's an influencer, this is what they mean. Influencing in the best way possible. Look at this. How gorgeous. Is that your mom?
No, that's my mom-in-law.
Oh, I was going to say, it looks like your sister. That's crazy.
She's going to love that.
Gorgeousness clearly runs in the entire family on both sides. All right, let's get into the table setting. What is going on here?
So, Eid lunch especially is usually a big thing for everyone. So basically, I started with just a classic linen frayed white tablecloth, and that's
Love
obviously
that.
something you can always use in future. Then we've layered it with a beautiful corn husk placemat. And then what I really wanted to play with this year are touches of gold, you know, for that Eid feel. So we've got the gold cutlery, we've got the gold vase, and then the crockery itself has a beautiful gold trim, while the white color matches the white tablecloth. And then something that I also love to do with the tablescape is to play with height. So you can play with height with your different glasses and also introduce different textures. Height with the candles. You can go for high candles, low candles. I really love that. And then we've added in the little brown tumbler just for a pop of color. And then to add a bit more color in, you of course can't forget your flowers.
Yes.
Flowers you can have so much fun with, and you know, you can always buy a ready-made bunch if you think it's going to be too much work to come up with something creative.
exactly.
But it's always just nice to have that as your focal point in the table as well.
I absolutely love that, and I like how the colors, like you mentioned, are all married together. Personally, I love adding a candle because somehow it just elevates the whole experience for you.
Of course. And I love layering candles, so doing high and low, so with a little candle holder and then your lower ones, and of course the fluted texture is very in style right
This
now.
takes those like old ones that we all have in our house to another level. My goodness. Now I wonder, when it comes to Eid, do you go for a theme, or is it just kind of like whatever I'm feeling?
It's whatever I'm feeling in that moment, because I do feel like your aesthetic, it's nice when it reflects how your month has been, where you're at in life right now. Or if there's anything just inspiring you right now, or something that's trending. I don't always have a specific style that I like to go for. However, I wanted to have the gold really come through this year. For it just feels traditional.
Yes, because you're dressing up as well, right?
Yes.
I mean, look how great you look, and you kind of want everything to be matching each other as you step in, that special touch. I wonder what other sort of special touches we can add. I see you even put the flowers around on the tables by the person's individual sitting.
You can do that, and also like even if you just go on Pinterest and you want to take your napkins, there are so many cool ways on there that they show you how you can fold it. So even if you don't have a lot of other decor on your table, that is a nice way that you can get really creative and add that onto your tablescape.
Okay, so when it comes to breaking bread with your family, is there any sort of special things that you go through? I've actually never been to an Eid celebration before, or is it just everybody gets together, eats, and that's it?
Everyone gets together and eats, and that's it.
And
we
celebrates the month.
And lots of pictures of the food, of the outfits, of everything. It's always a day to remember.
I love that, and I can't wait for you to be celebrating that with your loved ones. I know you broke it down for us the last time between your, your family-in-law and your own family. It's going to be a fantastic time. So really looking forward to finding out a bit more when Akila comes back. But for this, we're setting the scene for a memorable Eid for sure, inspiring decor and also table setting. So you can go ahead and shop these gorgeous pieces from Woolworths. Of course, you know it is available in-store, online, and on the app. But here's the deal, Expresso fam. That's not all, because we've got a 1,000 Rand Woolies gift card to give away to you. And to enter, all you have to do is find the Woolies competition on the Expresso Facebook, X, or even Instagram pages and tell us, how are you celebrating Eid this year? Now, don't forget to include that hashtag Woolies Eid, and that competition does close on Sunday, the 30th of March at midnight. So get to entering now, okay? T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. Thank you, Akila.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Now, after the break, Carmen and I'll be putting the final touches to the amazing three-course spread, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Make sure you come back to the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. back in the kitchen. We are now, it's the last segment.
It is.
I can't believe it. It feels like it just went in a blink of an eye.
So quick.
But before we begin cooking our delicious chicken, we've got 2 voice notes. One from Sharon, one from Iona.
Okay.
Okay, have you got your tissues? Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
I don't know, I'm feeling emotional, like it might be the one. Let's listen.
Hi, my name is Sharon Goldblatt. When I got married 52 years ago, my husband was a traveller and he was getting his principal from Cape Town to come and tour the whole of the Free State. So I decided I'd cook a chicken. Well, I didn't know how to clean a chicken. The feet were inside, the insides all in a plastic bag, and I seasoned it and I cooked the chicken.
Oh, no.
When it came to supper time, my husband cut the chicken and I was shocked. They both burst into tears. They were laughing so much with the inside of the chicken still inside. I'll never forget that day.
No one will ever forget that.
But it's also a lesson you learn once.
Yes.
And you'll never make the mistake again. Wow, Sharon, interesting.
Yes.
Did they eat the chicken? That's all I want to know. Okay, that was Sharon's voice note. We've got one more voice note to listen to.
Good morning. I own a skulls here in Wynberg, Cape Town. A story that I will always remember is many years ago, my sister and I, we tried to make a nice meal to surprise my mother for her birthday.
That's nice.
And I'm going back most probably 50 years or so. And my sister decided she wanted to make the mashed potato. And of course, the mashed potato turned out exceptionally salty. And we thought, well, maybe we could remedy this mashed potato. And we decided to remedy it with condensed milk.
Wow!
Well, it was the most awful mashed potato ever. I think we served it, but it really was terrible. Thank you, bye.
Next week on the Culinary Hotline Bling, we're going to be trying mashed potatoes with condensed milk. If you want to find out what that's going to be like, make sure you tune in. Wow. Okay, people are very creative, and I actually love it. I like when... Hi, guys, I can't lie.
No, you can't.
I can't lie.
Why?
That was interesting. It's an interesting one, but again, a mistake you'll probably not make again.
Why did you even make that?
Condensed milk. Wow, okay. I love that one. So now what's going to happen is, Carmony, at the end of all of this, you're going to have some time. You're going to sit and listen to all those voice notes again. You're going to pick a winner. Maybe more than one?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Because
Okay.
it's like, are we laughing, are we crying?
Wow, that was a roller coaster. Okay, chicken. Let's get to the chicken.
Oh, yes.
If you want to keep your voice notes coming through and add your voice note to the pile that Carmony's going to be sitting through, send your voice note through to 063-408-8863. We want the drama, we want the tears, we want the action. Oh, condensed milk and potatoes. Okay, chicken. So we're going to be doing a delicious chicken, but because it's you, I know it's not going to be a gewone huna. What are we doing?
Look, the joy about chicken is it's the thing that everybody knows and loves. It's supposed to be easy, so we've done exactly that. But instead, we've used some garam masala, some turmeric, some... Do you see the, trend here? Everything's got a bit of turmeric, you know, a little bit of whatever. So with this book, you're going to buy the ingredients and you're going to use them all of the time.
There we go. My mom puts turmeric in everything. It doesn't matter if it's Cape Malay, if it's Indian, whatever. If it's Italian, you're going to get turmeric. If it's, it doesn't matter. It's turmeric's in everything.
It sounds like you were raised right.
There we go.
But speaking of which, your mom might like this. There's a risotto in there with prawns, peas, Gruyere cheese, and garam masala.
Hey, my mom's listening. She'll take notes. There we go. Okay, cool. Chicken. So we're working on the seasoning, the marinade rub first.
Yes.
Okay.
So we've got the garam masala in here. Do you want to just mix it while I add this in here?
Sure thing. Do you want me to zest the lemon?
Yes, please.
Okay.
There we go.
It is.
And can you also grate the garlic here? And here we go, in with some turmeric.
So, okay, so interesting thing.
Yes.
My microplane, not only is it blunt, I accidentally broke it.
Okay, well.
Imaginary zest. Imaginary zest. We'll use the juice, right?
We will use the juice, and we're actually going to stick half of it into the chicken anyway.
Sorry, HR is just coming for me today. But you know what? I parked right by the gate, so as soon as the show's done,
hightail. Okay.
I'm out. Okay. Someone's going to replace that. It's okay. Okay. Salt goes in, garam masala, turmeric.
Yes, some of that ground ginger.
Come, Lucian. Come, Lucian. You see. HR has arrived. I didn't mean to break it. It happens all the time, South Africa. You know it happens all the time. Back to the cooking. Okay,
Yes.
garlic being chopped.
It is, and I'm just chopping it because of the technical drama.
Thank you. I
Yes.
love it.
Can't work under these conditions. Okay.
When you roast a chicken, I've become I've got a ritual now.
Mm-hmm.
So I season my chicken the day before, but when I've got time. If I don't, then I will make sure that I take the chicken out the fridge, get this like 2 to 3 hours before it goes into the oven. There's some magic that happens when you let your chicken rest and come to room temperature before it roasts. It's just magical the way that it cooks from the bone out to the skin, and you have this even cook. So my biggest thing is take your chicken out the fridge.
Oh yes, as a minimum.
Minimum.
And then pat it dry, even though you're going to be putting on.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to turning it over so that we can do the other side. Do you want to paint that on for me?
Thank you so much, friend.
Oh, thank you.
Who's HR? Just joking. Thank you, Lucian.
You break, you pay.
You break, you pay.
Oh.
There's so many conversations happening upstairs right now. Okay, the zest going in.
Yes. Thank you, and you can just put the zest over it.
Thank you. I'm not going to even tell them that this one that they gave me is blunt.
So many stories for after this.
There we go. Okay, some zest.
Wunderbar. Thank you so much.
go.
Very creative. And we're going to stick half of that lemon into the chicken, because then as it cooks and warms, it's going to make it all infused with this lemony goodness.
Nice.
There we go. Chicken, and then will you put this into the oven for
Absolutely,
us?
and I believe you got one that's done already.
I do.
Let me get that out. Can I borrow your
Yes, you
cloth
may.
as well?
There you go. I feel like I started cooking on TV for the, here's one we prepared earlier.
Oh, so you should do it. Here we go.
And here's one we prepared earlier. I mean, I'm living my dream right now.
There we go. Absolutely. And you can obviously let it rest for a while before you slice into it. But the beautiful thing you can see immediately is how the spices you used have gone into the fat. And fat's great. Fat absorbs flavor and really enhances flavor. So the fact that it's all on the outside, that's going to be so good. And look at that lemon. You know it's been steaming inside there. It's going to be so good.
And the chicken wing is my favorite part.
Oh,
and
it
it's
is?
going to be crispy and delicious, and all the skin everywhere. I mean, it's the one.
And then any leftovers, what left? But if there's a miracle by any chance in this leftovers, that'll make a banging chicken sandwich.
Oh,
With the
yes.
spices in there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, Carmini, it's been an absolute treat. You've got some work to do now to find our winners of the book. You've all been amazing. Your stories have been sensational. Make sure you tune in next week when we have more Culinary what is it called? Culinary Hotline Bling.
I feel like we just need to do a ting, 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 just for the sake of... just only one mistake, guys. There will be no leftovers.
Zero.
So sorry, the sandwich is off the
Okay.
cards. That's going down fast. Well, few dishes have stood the test of time, quite like avocado toast, one of my absolute favorites.
Same
I love it.
here. Give it some me right now. What started as a humble cafe staple has transformed into a global foodie obsession. We've seen it everywhere, constantly reinvented by home cooks, but also top chefs.
There is a reason why we love this fruit so much. To celebrate the launch of Avo Season 2025 officially, the incredible 4 and 20 Cafe and the team behind it, and then the pantry owners, Chef Chris Brachet and Bianca Brachet. They are an amazing couple. Served up some incredible Avo-inspired dishes that prove just how versatile this beloved fruit can be. Let's go take a bite. It's official. The avocado season for 2025 has officially begun, and we're at 4 and 20, an extension of the brand at the Constantia Eitzig wine farm, to do it in style. We're going to push the boat out and jump off from avocado on toast into a 5-star menu. We've brought the foodies together, the chefs and the Expresso family, so let's tuck in. Come on. We are officially starting Avocado Season 2025. 4 and 20 is a beautiful, very well-established brand, but you are taking it into new spaces. So maybe let's get into that. Talk us through your journey to get to this point.
Well, my wife and I, obviously, made that bold choice to move back to Cape Town after working together on the yachts for like 7 years. And we always loved 4 and 20 Cafe. And a funny story about it is we were sitting in 4 and 20 about 1.5 years ago. And I was like, if 4 and 20 was ever for sale, I'd buy it. And then somehow the universe put us in that place, in the right place, right time, and now we are here.
How have you gone about building up the menu here? What do you want people to experience?
The menu, well, myself and my husband, as we've done on the yacht for many, many years, sat down together. I'm the one that's the creative side with the menu, and he's the one that puts all his creativity into it. So I just make it look all nice and pretty with everything, and he gives me all these fancy different ingredients he's going to be using. And we have loved the journey with the avocado because there's so much you can do with it.
How have you approached the menu? In fact, what's on the menu? How are we treating our Avo today?
Well, to start, obviously the star of the show is the avocado on toast. But we've smoked the avocado, and then we've cooked egg yolk at 70 degrees. So it's kind of like a puree with a little bit of paprika. And then we've got glazed beetroots and some pea shoots. Then we've got shrimp cocktail. You can't go wrong with shrimp cocktail. Yeah. And avocado sorbet, which is a lollipop. And then we folded through waterberries, and then we've glazed that in a gel as a little palate cleanser before the main course.
Okay, then what's for me?
Then, well, we've got two parts. We've got a salad, just very nice sorghum, grain salad, nice and fresh with avocado. And then we've got beef corn tacos.
What on today's menu is going to stay on the 4 and 20 menu?
Definitely the tacos.
Okay.
That's going to fly. The crema as well. The avocado crema is just beautiful. I think we can definitely do that in the pastry counter. And as a dessert, we're actually going to try and use every single dish that is being showcased today. We would love to work on the lunch menu and doing even maybe some small plates in the future, and just bringing what we've learned from all over the world to 4 and 20, but not changing what the regulars love, because they love their breakfast, they love their hollandaise, they love our pastries, but just adding to that and just elevating a bit in all different aspects, yeah.
This coming season, we're expecting a good year. We will think we'll produce about 170,000 tons of avocados in South Africa. Of that, we will probably export about 92,000 tons, so it's just a little bit over half of the crop will go out, but the rest will stay here to be eaten and some to be processed into oil and to guacamole.
I know this is a relatively young journey. That being said, and avocados are blowing up. So Derek, congratulations. Let's talk about some other buzzwords like the hashtag add an avo a day. I'm going to talk about gut health. I'm going to talk about brain food. I'm going to talk about fiber. These are all now, thankfully, so important to underpin. How does the avo fit into this?
The avocados fit into all of those three. If we look at brain food, we're looking specifically at the monounsaturated fats. That's the good fats, the healthy fats. And it's been shown that it reduces the risk of depression, anxiety, and is generally good for cognition, so for your general brain health. And there's also lutein in avocados and fiber, which all contributes to those things. When we're looking at gut health, fiber is very important, and avocados are a good source of fiber, with a lot of insoluble fiber and soluble fiber in the makeup. So there we have it. An avocado fits into those trends: fiber, gut health, and brain food.
It makes you happy.
It does, yeah.
Makes you happy. When you see people coming together over something that is so beautifully local, that has now become one of our best exports, how does that make you feel about your country and what the Avo Association, what is happening on the ground right now?
Well, I mean, I think obviously immensely proud. I think they've worked really hard at it, because if you cast your mind back, a decade ago we'd have Avo seasons, and or not even a decade, 5 years ago, and you'd eat all the Avos you could, and then they'd be wildly expensive or impossibly hard, or whatever it was, and rock hard, unripe Avos. And now they've really considered the growing in the different regions with the different climates. I think it's bloody marvellous. I want to eat them all year round.
How have you felt about how the 4 and 20 team have represented the avocado today?
I just have to, I want to kiss the chef.
Oh,
do you know what?
I can get him over here, we can do that.
Let's bring that boy on. The flavors were very compatible. He's been so clever with this menu. You know, he did tacos, he made it from real corn. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, he's a smart one. And the sorghum salad, oh my goodness.
Well, there you have it. The proof is in the pudding, literally, and the laughter, the enjoyment that you can feel behind me. What an amazing day, from classic combinations to really pushing the boat out with some exciting new ideas. I think today has proven without a shadow of a doubt that when it comes to adding an avo a day, you can get super creative. So hopefully this has inspired you. What a delicious start to Avo season 2025. Whether it's gourmet or super simplistic, just an avo on its own, I hope this has inspired you to get creative in your kitchen, and most importantly, to hashtag add an avo.
In fact, add 5 avos. I would do it every time. I just love the fruit so much. And I also went out to George to go and see all the avo farms that
It's amazing,
side. So it just reminded me that whether you like it smashed, sliced, or even stacked with bold flavors, avocado toast just proves that some trends will never fade. They just get better with time, actually.
Absolutely, and everyone puts their own slice on it as well, which I love. So just make sure you do hashtag add an avo and make your meal even more delicious and healthier. So for more information, you can visit avocado.co.za, pretty simple. And then you can follow at I Love Avos SA on social media. And I just want to add to Chris and Bianca, who provided the food that day, absolutely well done. You guys smashed it out the park. Beautiful stuff.
My goodness, I haven't felt FOMO that strong in a very long time. All right, there's still so much coming your way right here in the last little bit of time that we get to hang out with you. And I think we're delving into the world of children.
Yep, we've got some new bathroom essentials hitting the Woolies setup, and it's absolutely beautiful. If you look at our little bedroom setup, the kids are going to love going to bed now. We absolutely adore the look, the feel, everything about it is going to be great.
Oh, speaking of kids, you know that we mentioned Zoe Brown and Aman earlier with their twins, new addition to the family. It looks like they're actually watching us all the way over in Australia. Look at that.
That's Inception. They're watching us while we're talking about them on the other side of the world. Oh, that's so cool. We're now embedded in their little subconscious. So if you're still watching, we love you, and Robbie, well done. You guys are knocking it out the park. We'll see the rest of you and Zoe and Robbie after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as we cast our gaze inward toward our own spaces. And do you still remember your childhood and what that bedroom felt like, what it smelled like, what it felt to touch, where dreams blossomed and adventures unfolded, where the imagination took flight? Well, today we are going back in time with Woolworths Autumn Winter Kids Bedroom offering. It is gorgeous. This collection features bedding with very special embroideries, some beautiful trims and some reversible prints, which I like as well. And the head of trend and design for Woolworths Home, Shekinah Rose, is here to tell us more. And I know you know what you're talking about because you've got 3 boys that
Yes,
you've got to
I
deliver
do.
for every day. So good to have you here. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm great, thank you.
I know last year was kind of your first foray into the kids
Yes,
space,
yes.
where you kind of dipped your toe into the water.
Yes.
Now it kind of feels like we're going all in. Talk to me about this evolution in our child's bedroom space.
Yeah, we launched the kids' bedroom collection in summer 25 and it was an absolute hit. Our customers absolutely loved it. So we're continuing with that. I think our biggest standout for us is that we will always have our bedding in 100% cotton, sustainably sourced cotton. I think that sets us apart from everybody else. 100%. It's very tasteful in that regard. So we'll continue with that. I think what's very exciting as we're building up to the colder seasons is that we're also introducing a brushed cotton
You're the
collection.
only person on the planet excited about going into winter, girl.
I am because of the product. We're introducing a brushed cotton collection, meaning that the designs that will come in that fabric is actually brushed, making it warmer for the colder periods. So that's really perfect for the winter season. I think how we've also switched it up going from spring into winter is we've added obviously the beautiful knitted throws just for warmth and for layering, and it actually just finishes off the bed and the bedroom really nicely.
But this goes around the whole house. You do realize that
It's so
becomes a
versatile.
shawl and you then wear it
You
everywhere.
can throw it over a chair, a bench, and again, we have it in the plains, and we also have a beautiful multicolored check. So again, perfect for layering, perfect for finishing off the bed. So in terms of winter, that's sort of the change over. What was an absolute hit for us in summer was the little fun scatters for kids. So because of that success, we've extended some of the designs, but for winter, we're actually bringing in some new characters that work back to the bedding collections. As you can see, the little cat and the little fox coming through.
Look at it.
So again, just working back to the bedroom collection. So that's really exciting and a change up for winter for us. So yeah.
Are they little buddies now?
Yes.
They can look after each other. It's very sweet.
Brother and sister.
You guys have got the slow, fast balance down pat. You will be informed by trends, but not governed by it to maintain this kind of common thread of quality, of stylistic kind of elevation. How do you get that balance right? Because you want to see trend represented. You want to give people what's hot right now, but you can't step out of your lane. And you guys do it so well.
And our brand identity, obviously. So yes, we always look at the global trends, obviously to inspire our seasonal themes. But again, we always put our own spin on it. So for this season, really, the 2 overarching trends really is pets, because we know that kids love their little furry friends. So that is definitely really cool and a standout this season. And then we also did like a beautiful adventurous theme. So that is for those that love the outdoors, camping, etc. So the pets collection really features this beautiful little kitten. As you can see on the bedding at the back there, it features this really beautiful cool cat with the quirky sunglasses. So we try to make it fun and obviously very kid-friendly.
Oh, what have a look at this.
Absolutely stunning. So that's the first theme. The second one being this outdoor camp vibe that we've got going, and it really showcases like little tents, little forest animals. As you can see, the little fox scatter that works back to it. So those are our 2 biggest themes, and sort of everything else we've built like around those 2 themes. So again, it is trend relevant, but in a very tasteful and broad appeal way. In terms of how we execute it.
I love it. And I'm going to say the angels in the detail in this one, because I can immediately see my child and both of our dogs and cats nestled next to these. Absolutely beautiful. And I know that no child is created the same. So the fact that we've got so many jumping off points to appeal to different imaginations, different personalities, you guys have knocked this out the park.
It sparks imagination, and again, it just brings that outdoorsy feel, like, for example, this adventure theme into the house, you know, and then again, it works beautifully with our main range because we've got a camping theme in our main range. So the kids' collection doesn't feel like disconnected from what we're doing in the rest of the house. You know, it's
there's
just
a flow.
there's a flow.
There's feng
100%.
shui, baby. I absolutely love this. And my son was making a fire at Cubs last night, and I'm thinking he needs to come home and have a good night's rest in a bed like this.
Absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful from one parent to another.
Yes.
Thank you. You guys have, as I said, absolutely knocked this out the park. And the bottom line is we can all have access to this. So I would recommend take your kids along with you. Let
Yes, there you
them
go,
see,
sure.
feel, touch, and you'll get exactly the right kind of answer. And you can shop in-store, online, or using the amazing Woolies app. And I suggest you do it now.
Yes. Perfect.
Man, I don't even know how I ended up into the kitchen. You know, like those cartoons that follow the smell and then just, that's exactly how I got here. It smells incredible. Honey.
It really does, and it's so easy, so anyone could do it. But
Yes.
in my mind, all roads lead to the kitchen.
That is right. That's right.
Yeah.
Even when you're not hungry, you're there. It happens, all right? 3 delicious recipes from your book, All Dhal'd Up. And we said 3 delicious winners to get their hands on this. Now, you've listened to the voice notes.
I have.
And we have some winners.
We laughed, we cried.
We did.
It was very difficult.
My goodness. Do you want a drum roll?
I do.
Okay. Our winners for All Dhal'd Up by Kamini Patha are...
We've got Kim with the bone broth, the 4-hour bone broth that all
was a
went to
great
waste.
story.
We've got Kashifa, who had too much of cinnamon and destroyed her meal with too much of that. And then I have to admit, this was the winning story by far. Iona with the condensed milk.
Oh, the mashed potatoes.
In the mashed potato.
Worthy winners. Well done to all 3 of you. Kim, Iona, Kashifa, this book is going to be with you very soon so that you won't have disasters in the kitchen anymore. You'll be able to create these 3 beautifully delicious, delectable recipes. Cauliflower steaks.
Yes.
Roast chicken.
Yes. And then this is pudina hummus. So it's got mint and coriander and cumin. It's a winner.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go grab some bread from somewhere. Enjoy all of these together. And thank you again, Kamini, for really coming through and making sure that we're all going to get in the kitchen, get creative, and really do our best to be like you.
Well, I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
We're going to have a great time in just a bit. We'll be right back, Expresso fam, for the final time. But please get your hands on this book ASAP.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back as Carmody and Carissa set the table for our little feast. Hopefully you could be feasting on something extra special. You could make it rain lots of cash this March by playing Lotto, Lotto Plus 1 and Lotto Plus 2 for 19 million rand in the estimated jackpot today. So don't delay. You can play Lotto for 9 million rand, Lotto Plus 1 for 6 million, Lotto Plus 2 for 4 million rand today. Go and do it. Get your tickets in store. You can go online, nationallottery.co.za. You can use their mobile app. You can use your cell phone banking setup, or you can dial *120 *7529 hash for USSD. And all those details are up on the Expresso social media pages, so go and check them out. And all the best of luck. I'm talking so fast so I can eat.
Yes,
because
please.
this looks and smells amazing. You have been absolutely brilliant today,
goodness.
Carmody. Congratulations on what looks like a legendary cookbook. I think this is going to do so well.
Do you think that you can cook stuff like this? I don't even know if you do cook.
I love cooking, and I'm going to love it even more with this kind of inspiration.
Definitely, and the woman
it's my kind of
crushing
flavor
will
profile.
continue, right, Graham? With some Gemma Kate with About It All. She's coming away as we delve into this.
Okay, you want to taste that? Yes. While I carve this chicken.
Speaking of woman crushing, this next song of mine was written with one of my good friends, Heloise, and it is all about women supporting each other and empowering each other. You can catch all the songs that you found today on Spotify, on any streaming platform, and follow me at Gemma Kate Music to follow on with my journey. This is About It All.
Another feel-good production.
Thank you so much. Well done.